And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show. And this is going to be episode 484. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK Show, we have one topic for you guys tonight for this episode of the MSK Show. And that will be on James Gunn admits the real reason his DCU wasn't a full-blown reboot. And I'm just going to say this as a prerequisite before this topic actually happens on this show. This is quite literally some of the dumbest shit I've ever read regarding a universe. Quite literally, Kevin Feige isn't this fucking stupid. Like, keep in mind, I'm not even like a big like James Gunn dumper, right? I sometimes usually don't like taking a dump on this guy. But things like this are so unbelievably stupid. I can't believe these are things that people willingly type out and then willingly send to the internet. And then the person that sent it went, I think I sent some fire out there. No, you sent some fucking garbage out there. It's like when you go to that person's house as like a little kid, your mom's like, hey honey, we're going to go to my friend's house. She cooks food and you're like, all right, you eat the food. It's not as good as your mom's or your grandma's and it tastes like pure unfiltered shit. Yeah, that's kind of what we're getting right now. All right, so tonight we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll just go into the topic because Joe has to leave in a little bit because he's old, he's got problems. We got to always help him out, man. Lord, Joe, why are you so old,
it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Jeez, man.
blame my parents because they had me in 1967, so it wasn't my choice. So.
But it was Joe's sister's birthday not too long ago, right?
Today, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so happy birthday.
May the 4th be with you. Thank you.
Good Lord. Wait, so and today's also May the 4th be with you. And it's, basically, this is kind of essentially National Star Wars Day, essentially, But would you guys always peg me, no homo, as a Jedi?
No.
No.
Why not?
No,
Why not?
You know what you would be? You'd be the janitor on the Death Star.
Like Finn?
Yeah, but
he
would be the stormtrooper that had the worst aim and forgets to leave the Death Star.
See, that's actually too high up there for MSK. I was thinking he's more along the lines of something you'd see on the holiday special.
Oh my God!
Like Lumpy or Itchy is the grandpa.
Yeah, that's more along MSK's
Lumpy
lines.
The kid. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I kind of see him as a pog, one of those things that Chewbacca was eating. Man, MSK is like, I'm just gonna dump all three of you punks, man.
You can see the wheels turning up in MSK.
Yeah, but what he doesn't realize is that if he got rid of all three of us, he wouldn't have anyone to stream with him on Monday.
That's true. But I know he's kind of like Lando. He's kind of smooth and cool. Hey.
Like why can't I be Lando? I'm successful. I can play poker very well. I
sex with a robot? Is that what you're telling me?
Okay.
Oh gosh, I forgot
a scoundrel.
About that.
Oh, come on.
And it was what's her name? Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
That was like a social justice warrior droid.
But I will say this. That robot was better looking than Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So, if given a choice, which one?
And the robot was a better actor than she was in Indiana Jones.
Oh gosh, that movie was bad. It was not good.
All right, so we'll start with intros really quickly before I pull this up for the May the 4th thing. Just a little thing before the actual topic. I want to make sure I covered this because
Star Wars geeks.
Well, it's not just that. Like, as you guys know, I've been putting out a lot of shorts that come up. On StreamYard, you get that little nice AI generating, short thing, which is very good. It's one of the best reasons why they have StreamYard is because the AI generation of shorts is fucking amazing. They're really good. All the viral ones is just Joe and Bob yelling at the screen. And then most of them just capture their facial expressions. There's one of Jared where he's just like that.
What?
That's it. His facial expression is just like that, and we're just talking as he's smiling like that to us. Like he's giving some evil, maniacal laugh as we're speaking, and the voices in his heads are like, what is this guy talking about? Good Lord. But yeah, I got to thank Joe and Bob for my viral clips. Good Lord. Man. Using Mexican and white people for views. Full circle has now been enacted.
You're so aggressive.
For speaking for all white people, feel free. I really do.
All right, so we'll start with Bob. How was your weekend, man? Did you see any movies? Dude, I tried to see Deep Water. It wasn't in my area.
Yeah, I would have had to go across town, and that's not that big of a deal, but I ended up spending the time with my fiance instead, and watched the movie that we're going to be reviewing for Dad's Turn to Talk tomorrow. So, well, I'll actually be doing probably a double feature this week. I don't know if I'll be reviewing both of them by myself because I know one of those we're going to review on Dad's Turn to Talk. The following week, we'll be reviewing Mortal Kombat 2. But I'm also interested to see The Sheep Detectives. That looks kind of cool. Looks like that could be a film that you could take your mom to for Mother's Day and stuff like that. So
that does look pretty good.
Not that bad. All right, Jared, how you been doing, man? How was your weekend, dude?
Pretty good. I got a new hot toy in the mail. I finally got James Bond.
That's cool as hell, honestly.
Nice.
That was cool. I like those.
I like it. I watched the rest of Invincible. I played the new Invincible fighting game, which
You like it?
surprisingly is really fun. The story is a little short, but most like story modes and fighting games aren't really that long. So I'm like,
right, yeah.
all right, but I gotta say they made a pretty decent fighting game that's got the blood, the gore, everything you need. And for Invincible, it's actually really enjoyable. I was really surprised.
All right. Anything else? Do you buy any comic books this past weekend? Any Omnis? Any Epic? Any collected editions?
Well, for Omnis, I got Kieran Gillen's X-Men, which includes like the part with the first time they were on the island. I got this Secret World Battle Worlds, which is like all the Elseworld storylines that they had there. And I finally got the third compendium for Invincible.
Those are the ones you. Yeah. So there's the hardcover.
I got the hardcovers.
Okay. Yeah, I have all the soft cover compendiums. That's the ones I have.
I'm sure you have all the soft stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Just why can I never have fun with you guys? Right? Good Lord. Just why am I taking strays and the show's just first started? You know, I had a great weekend. I had sex with a lot of girls, as you guys know. I brought a girl over, like I think it wasn't last week or this week, but her back taco was a little too hairy, and I just couldn't really put my face in there. You know, like.
Sure,
and
I don't even want to know what that's all about. So I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that's a venereal disease.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Are you sexually attracted to me?" And I was like, "Well, it's not like I'm not, but the problem here is like, you know, if I'm gonna be putting my, you know, giant BBC in a back taco, it's got to look presentable." Obviously, you know, I'm a man of quality, as you guys know. Please do not clip this on AI generation for shorts on StreamYard. Thank you. But I am a sex god. I have been crowned the CEO of sex at my job.
No, that's Ned from Spider-Man.
Crap.
Joe,
were you the
get
CEO?
That right?
Joe, were you the CEO of sex ever?
Nah, I was more like the intern, I think, of sex. You know, I don't actually dated, you know, was around a few women I worked with, but no, I knew a few guys that were. I worked with a couple of guys who kind of made their way through the places I worked with several, and usually had the problem. So, what do they say? Don't poop where you eat, or don't where you work, or whatever. It's not good. But I did see a couple of good movies the past few days. There was one on Prime called The Vast of Night. I think it was 2019 or something. And a low budget sci-fi movie set in like the 50s. And it was set in Nevada, and it was about this aliens and some sound that was coming in over the radio. It's actually pretty good. And then I watched Two Guns. Actually watched that today with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg, which
that's a good movie.
I guess I remembered it, but I never saw it. And I'm like, why didn't I see this? And it's on Prime. And I got a free 30-day Prime subscription. So I've been watching some things on there. So I caught that. It was actually pretty good. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was your typical shoot 'em up kind of crazy movie. So I had a good time with it. Wasn't bad.
Hell yeah.
I missed it when it first came out, and I still need to check it out.
Yeah. I'm a big Denzel fan. Huge. Anything he's in, I'll watch. And I like Mark Wahlberg for the most part. He's been in a few duds, but mostly he's pretty good. But having them together, they had good chemistry, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Yeah. All right. Let's see who's in the chat. Emily, how are you doing? Milk Toast, what's up, man? How are you doing? MSK going viral. I think they have medication for that these days.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Good. Nice to know I'm not the only one who's concerned.
I don't have problems in the area. I'm black. We never have problems in the area. I'm too big.
What does race have to do with it? Man,
like,
you're racist. You
what
are
the-
so racist.
What happens is you guys don't know this about sex. You guys are, nerds who don't get laid at all. It's kind of like the three, that story with the bears and Goldilocks, where you have to have a porridge that's just right. Yeah, some girls, they say bigger is better. Doesn't work like that during sex. Actually, girls only prefer like 5 to 7 inches, honestly. So I have the problem where I'm too big, and I'm like, I don't think that can fit inside me. So I don't get sex just based off being too big, honestly. But some guys don't get sex with just being too small. So I'm kind of in this odd category for being too big, honestly.
So what you're saying is you don't get sex at all, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
But it's not my fault, though. God made me this way. You guys are Christians. God
made you a eunuch?
Well, I can understand that God doesn't want him to procreate. So.
I know. God's thinking ahead.
Let's just
so
keep the women away.
It's his cross to bear.
Good Lord. God damn. Well, so yeah, that's my sex life. I'm too big and good looking.
Your non-existent sex life, you mean?
A murder mystery for Mother's Day. When is Mother's Day actually?
Well, it's not this Sunday, but is it this? No, yeah, this Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah, sadly,
This
as
Sunday.
you guys.
And like this Sunday, you've got you got Mortal Kombat 2, or this weekend you got Mortal Kombat 2, and you got the Sheep Detectives coming out, and I think that's going to be the one that you can take the moms to, is the Sheep Detectives. I mean, he's got a bunch of talking animals solving a murder mystery.
Can't take.
I think moms will have fun with that.
You can't take moms to Mortal Kombat 2.
Probably not. Well, I guess it depends on the mom.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. All right.
No, Sheep Detectives actually looks pretty good. I'm hoping, like I said, to see both that one and Mortal Kombat on Thursday.
Well, because I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys know what's happening with that whole Animal Farm movie controversy? Apparently,
I heard it sucked.
What they did, from what I heard, is I haven't seen it because I have eyes. But what they essentially what they did. So, do you guys know what Animal Farm the book is supposed to be about, right?
Yeah, it's an anti-communism. Communism.
It's like anti-communism. They made it at the general. Literally, the message of the movie is communism is good
and capitalism bad.
Yeah, I'm like,
bruh. They say they get corrupted by capitalism, or I didn't see it either. I'll probably watch it when I can stream it just to see. But Seth Rogen's in it, so
that kind of turned me off to that. When I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan. I mean, he's got some stuff out there that I like, but
15 years ago. But
yeah.
He's just a one-trick pony now. He does the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like, what's his name? Jack Black has turned into a parody of himself. He's actually was a pretty good actor and did some good things early on, but now he's just every movie he's Jack Black, and Owen Wilson is Owen Wilson in every movie, and I know and when Seth Rogen's irritating and he's the same irritating guy and everything, it's like,
what's up, WC? Hello, my goats and Mac. All right.
I gotta say, to be honest, I'm a little surprised that Animal Farm got put out by Angel Studios. It's not exactly their base.
Well, they just distributed it, and I think they didn't know what it was when they agreed to do it. I think they saw the star power and thought, oh, they're going to do Animal Farm, and they probably thought it was going to be a legit adaptation. But the problem is they came out with some anti-fan talk in a video that kind of rips on the fans, and they should have just basically left it all alone, not say anything, or because I'm sure there's a contract where they can't come out and say, well, this movie sucks. So they should have just not said anything, and just let it go. But they came out and didn't really help themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like Angel Studios has been branching out from like faith-based stuff. You see them beginning reaching into other areas and stuff like that. They've got that Young Washington movie coming out later this year that
looks good.
I think will be pretty good. But when I saw this, I'm like, this kind of goes against what their base usually is. So I'm surprised that they distributed it. But I think I agree with you, Joe, that they probably didn't realize, and then they tried to defend it. And
which was never. They should have just shut up and just let it go. And it would have been just better. I don't know. They came out. Well, they just distributed that Sound of Freedom movie, and in Animal Farm, they make a joke where Seth Rogen, the pig, farts, and he says, "Oh, that's the sound of freedom and the smell of freedom." And I think that was a dig because a lot of those Hollywood types were really upset. They made a movie that portrayed child trafficking in a bad light. So I'm not saying Hollywood's full of that stuff, but I'm not saying it either. So we'll see. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people were really upset at that movie for some reason, and I'm like, it's kind of weird.
Well, this is another thing to bring up too with a lot of people that don't understand like how these big studios kind of operate. Because I think the average person is like, well, why is there no like supervisor over this stuff? Well, you guys got to understand, if there's a lot of people when it comes to this stuff, they're working on a bunch of different things though. So the people you hire, you essentially think like, okay, I trust these people to give me what I want, given what I'm going to pay them. And it might be a case of, I mean, I don't know the story that well. I've only been following what you, Jared, and Bob are saying, basically the same stuff, right? It kind of sounds like they hired someone to do a job, and that person just kind of didn't do what was in that book. And since they already paid him a lot of money, I imagine, and they paid people enough money to make this movie, you guys know there's the reason why we're probably going to be getting less animated movies in the future is because they cost a lot of money. They probably cost more money now to do than fucking the live action movies. Now it's all animated. I imagine it costs a lot of money. Now at this point, they just kind of have to take the bullet with it. Like, I'm not surprised that they have people out there saying like, well, the fans just kind of just shut the fuck up and just watch it. It's like, let's be honest here. Was this movie ever going to do like gangbusters box office wise? No. Well,
they tried to make it. I was listening to the Film Threat review, and they said they kind of tried to make it for kids, but they had serious themes in there. Like the one horse there, they basically work him to death, and they send him to the glue factory. But then they're making fart jokes. So it was, I don't know. It's really bizarre. And what's his face? Oh my gosh, my brain just stopped. The guy who played Smeagol in Lord of the Rings.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis said he changed the movie because if Orwell was alive today, who wrote the book, he would have written it that way because of the way things are now, which we just translate as Trump is bad, capitalism is bad, and that's what Orwell would have written today. So obviously he knows better than the guy who wrote the book, and he knows what he would be thinking 50 years, well, actually now 80 years later, 75 years later. So, oh my gosh.
These guys always think they know better than the person that these guys always seem to think they know better than the person's material that they're actually adapting from. It's utterly insane. Holy fucking shit.
Well, they're coming out with the Chronicles of Narnia movie, and they're making it modern day with modern music, and they're having I can't remember the actress's name, play Aslan.
And
it's a famous actress, and I can't think anymore. I'm old, but
they have a woman playing Aslan. Are you kidding
me?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Is it not Glenn Close? It's somebody like that, and it
might be Glenn Close.
I'm just gonna watch the older movies. I'm done with
but
this.
It's like set in the modern day. It's gonna suck, and it's gonna tear it up, and and the reason
is Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Yeah, so they're gonna end up, because they're gonna say, well, C.S. Lewis is problematic and blah 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 blah. And, he was, if he was alive today, he'd hate the Orange Man and he would write bad things about him. So,
well, as you guys know, I love Chronicles of Narnia. It's one of the few novel series that I actually really enjoy. And I remember I watched the original movie as a kid. It's man, that is so dead. That original, whoo, man,
honestly, the movie still is pretty good when you watch it. It's pretty good
despite the effects. It's actually really good. And I really like the it was the one where my God, Liam Neeson is voicing Aslan. It's like the 2008 remake. Amazing movie. And like now you're looking at Netflix we're gonna remake them and we're gonna start with The Magician's Nephew, which is the prequel to the entire thing, and they're gonna have the lady who directed Barbie do it. How would that up?
Well,
why would the lady who directed Barbie have any? I don't know. It's just like, why are we choosing random people that probably have no prior knowledge or background for doing a franchise like that? And then oh good Lord. But they did say
they got to change it because we know better.
They did say that Chronicles of Narnia movie would be their very first wide release coming up. That'll have a 45-day window, then go to streaming like in about a couple months. But you guys got to understand.
It won't last 45 days.
They're going to pull it for 45 days, 2 weeks. What do you know? Oh God!
I'll probably go see it just so I can be taught to know better because I'm sure
problematic white guy. Yeah.
Yeah, how it is.
How does Bob feel about having his face as a thumbnail for the shorts that Mac posts on this channel? I don't make those shorts. That's the AI generation. They do that all themselves. I just say generate clips, and apparently Bob has the most clippable face. The one that he was drinking whiskey while I was talking about women. Bob WC was like, "Why is he drinking whiskey when MSK's ranting off about women?"
Well, it's because you're the one ranting off about women.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, it might be believable.
Yeah.
Oh God. Hey Bob, look closely behind MSK. There's a white poster hanging. Can you read what it says? No, you don't need to.
I can't read it.
Okay, it says just a girl who loves horses. So, okay. So I was sent these gifts from subscribers, these clout chasing sons of bitches. And then my friend that I've known for all my life, most of my life, had his cousin who I lived next to drill, like screw that into my wall with a drill.
Wow. That's not a good way to hang something up.
I agree. I wanted it on the other side.
You're going to lose your security deposit.
I have a flag right there that you guys can't see because that's there. And I said, why not just put it over there? They're like, he's like, but that's better so everyone can see it on stream. Fucking people, man. God, this is like, what? Why did God put me on this earth to be around morons and lunatics? I don't know. Like, I have a 200 IQ. Shouldn't I be interacting with the world's smartest people? You know?
See, I would say birds of a feather flock together, but then I realized we're here hanging out with you, so it doesn't really say a whole lot about us.
Maybe God just wants you to feel better about yourself by putting you around people that are slightly
that is true.
less smart.
God damn it.
Is that a new sound effect?
Yeah. It's like he's got a new toy to play with.
I have a great soundboard. As you guys know, I made some, I did some tryouts, actually, All right. So in honor of May the 4th, which is essentially National Star Wars Day, George Lucas created Star Wars, and it's impacted millions and billions of people around the world, for better or for worse, some would say, right? I think the only real Star Wars to me is like the first 3 movies. I think the prequel movies aren't that good at all. Besides like the third one, and even that one I got so many issues with that third one. It's like the third one's like a bad, good, bad movie, But I think Star Wars to me is just the first 3 movies. That's my own personal opinion. Everything else is just, who knows, fan fiction, non-canon, whatever you want to make up in your brain. Obviously, then you have the Disney shit.
I liked Rogue One. I just rewatched that too. I think I watched that last Friday.
Rogue One was pretty good.
I watched that and it was pretty good. I didn't mind Solo. It had some problems, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't great. But, in the prequels, I think the prequels had a lot of good ideas and stuff, but some of the acting was really bad. And the Phantom Menace was just not good.
I tell people this, rewatch. Okay, this is where the clips are going to get it. Oh my God. The Star Wars prequel movies are overrated garbage, except the third one, technically, and that still is not a good movie. Okay, so he knows these people for a very long time, these Council of Jedi. Then he is approached by someone who kind of convinces him to betray them and that they're not like, they're going to use him in all sort of different bullshit he's saying, right? It makes no logical sense why he should believe them. Do you know why? He's known them since he was a 5-year-old kid. He's known them for more than a decade. Oh, he's almost like 30 years old. Why would he believe they have bad intentions for him? All they told him was to not just fall in love with a girl and have kids, which is, we know now is a bad thing because girls are a distraction and they're just trash, obviously. But like,
oh, come on, MSK. It wasn't just that.
Yeah, right. But just this notion that he just turns like this is ridiculous, though. And then that Emperor doesn't even save Padme. She dies anyway, and then he's still with him. Why does he go back? Why does he follow the Emperor?
Well, he
didn't save her. That was his premonition. His premonition was, I'm going to ally with you, so you save her. She dies anyway. Why are you with him? Oh, well, fuck Reese. It makes these movies.
Well, he's got nothing left at that point. I think that's
that's the only reason. It makes no reason to fall outside of that.
I think at that point, what was that rule of the Sith that there were always two? But they're always looking for that apprentice who's actually going to be the one to take them out. I mean, they're actually okay with that.
What was he saying to them? I forget that.
So
it's been so long since I watched the movie, man.
As you guys know,
Vader was power hungry.
As you guys know, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
Yeah. Also, like it's just because people know at the end of the movie, at the end of Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon's dead, and like he like Obi-Wan is lobbying for them to take care of him. Like they brought him in despite their skepticism surrounding him, and then he just betrays them. Yeah. These very coveted, smart people are gonna be very kind of weary-eyed of this new kid coming in. Of course, that's fine. They don't know who the fuck this kid is. He was just brought by one of their people. They don't know who the fuck that is. And then he's helped them in wars with fucking who's the guy? Count Dooku when he was doing like the clones and all that shit. Why would he just? Palpatine just approaches him. He's like, just tells him a bunch of bullshit. And he's like, well, you know what? Now it's time to just go and kill kids. Where does that even come from? He just went and murked black kids. As we know, in Obi-Wan, he murked black kids. You kill black people. He straight up.
Well, he tried to and failed because remember, Reva came back. Somehow Reva returned.
She only got
not once but twice.
Her stomach with a lightsaber, which
I love how being stabbed in the gut by a lightsaber now has become a flesh wound.
Yeah,
right?
What's her name in Ahsoka got the same thing. It's like,
I get what prequel movies are loved. It's not that. It's just Revenge of the Sith is like the only decent one, and it still has massively stupid shit it has in it. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, nothing. I get he had a hard childhood. I understand it, but nobody was going to betray him. There's no written logical reason why he was going to get betrayed. The only metaphor to his character is he's always a slave. But didn't he break out of that when he was Padawan to Obi-Wan? Like, what? God, George Lucas, where were you?
I'd have to rewatch him to see that arc. But they started the Phantom Menace. They started it too happy and too goofy.
Yeah,
like he was this great, fun little kid, and he was like, "Yay, blah, 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 this is pod racing or whatever." I don't know.
Pod racing. Holy shit!
He was a dopey. They should have cast a kid that was more. First of all, they should have cast him to be a little older because the relationship with Padme was a little creepy.
Yeah,
so him being like 8 years
you
old,
an angel?
He could have been like 13 or something. They should have had a little more brooding kind of kid who's lived a life of a slave that was kind of miserable.
Great Jar Jar Binks. Don't forget that. Great.
And that whole the Gungan king when they went to see him and he's like, "Blah!" And it's like, oh my gosh, do we have to?
Oh
do
god, no, dude.
And
that
to
was
be fair. I actually enjoyed the Phantom Menace compared to Attack of the Clones. I actually think Attack of the Clones
is the worst prequel movie.
Even then, I actually still enjoyed Attack of the Clones.
It's like I recently,
to be honest, compared to the Acolyte and compared to the sequel trilogy, the prequels look like Citizen Kane.
I recently showed my girlfriend Star Wars for the first time because she somehow hadn't watched it ever. But she played the Lego game, so I guess that counts. But that was her excuse. So I showed her that. And I asked her. So when we watched the prequels, she's like me. She liked the prequels, but then she asked me, "Okay, rank them." She goes 3, 2, 1. I think it was 3, 1, 2 or something like that. Because even she was like, first off, Anakin's constant like smiling a lot and being like a stalker. I don't like sad. I'm gonna stroke your arm. Or Padme saying we can't be together, even though she's wearing a dress where her boobs are practically out.
Hey, wait a minute.
Tell them they can't be together, and she's smoking hot. I'm like,
yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, and then later after the battle, when she sees him in combat swinging his lightsaber, she goes, "I love you." I'm like, what?
Yeah, like it's crazy. It's when you talk about these prequel movies with adults, they'll literally, it always is said like this: "I haven't seen these since I was a kid." Yes, that's why you think they're good. Go rewatch them right now. I can almost guarantee you'll think these movies are absolute shit. And the only reason why they're not considered the worst is because Disney made worse than that. That's actual skill. Yeah. The Disney made worse movies than those because those are Attack of the Clones, barring The Force Awakens and Last Jedi and rest. Attack of the Clones is a heaping pile of shit.
Now I got to rewatch it. I'm trying to remember.
remember that cringe, awkward soap opera scene between them? It's like, I love you so much. Will you just get on your knees and blow me, Padme? Oh yes, I'll just go and suck.
I think you watched the wrong scene.
They hadn't seen each other in like 20 years, and she's like,
I wonder the acting was so bad. I think you watched the wrong movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, he watched it on a certain hub somewhere.
Watch Attack of the Bone. He was like, what?
Wars have.
But yeah,
God, man.
well, that one scene too, where Obi-Wan goes to talk, and he's like in a diner with that heavy set alien thing, and it looks so. I don't know. I know Lucas loves the special effects, but come on, everything was so overdone. Every city had too many ships. They're in a diner, like a 50s diner, and I'm like, that kind of took me out of it a bit. I think they should have. I don't know. They should have each been railed back a little bit. Like someone should have drew him back and said, "All right, look, you're getting way too crazy with the special effects. You need to calm down." And
but nothing will ever be as bad as the worst uttered line in cinema. That is one of the most memed uttered lines of cinema, and somehow Palpatine returned. It's just the dumbest line,
which made no sense because they didn't set it up. If they would have set it up in the first, well, first of all, they shouldn't have done it because they did it because they wanted to erase everything that Lucas did. That's why they killed Han and made him a deadbeat dad. That's why they made Luke a lonesome idiot. The only one they didn't attack was Leia because, well, she's a woman and they couldn't do that. And, so they ended up, they wanted to get rid of all that. So they just brought Palpatine back. So everything the original cast did was basically rendered moot. It's like, well, you did all that. You killed him. You got rid of him. You freed the galaxy. But not really. He was building up 10,000 Star Destroyers or something. That each one could kill a planet somehow.
I think the biggest issue that you had there when they brought Palpatine back was because they had written themselves into a hole. So J.J. Abrams, when he did the first one, he had all of his mystery boxes and he had everything set up to where somebody else could finish it. And as problematic as The Force Awakens was, it was actually generally well received by most people, by the average moviegoer. I'm not saying that it was a great movie. I mean, we all looked at it. We're like, okay,
it's got problems. It's the best of those three.
Yes, but it was generally well received by the audience. Then Rian Johnson comes along, takes everything that J.J. Abrams set up, which
he's like,
he had no idea where it was going, but he wiped his butt with it and decided to go off on something completely different. And he kills Snoke. So I think when Abrams comes back, he's like, what am I going to do?
He's like, what the hell, man?
I don't have this guy anymore. All right, you know what? Somehow Palpatine returned. Let's bring him back.
But J.J. Abrams set up bad shit in Force Awakens too.
No, that's what I'm saying because
he
wrote it because he had all these mystery boxes to where he's oh, well, somebody else is going to go finish it and come up with the answers. And that was part of the problem is that they didn't have a plan where all of that stuff was going to go. So
right,
that's where they kind of wrote themselves into a box because it's a very disjointed trilogy because you had Abrams thinking one thing was going to happen. Rian Johnson wipes his ass with it. And then you've got J.J. Abrams coming back in to pick up all the pieces and giving the middle finger to Rian Johnson while at the same time trying to come up with something else that turned into an absolutely bigger mess.
Well,
I didn't think it was possible, but The Rise of Skywalker might actually be a worse film than The Last Jedi.
Oh, it is.
It is. It's
it's a worse film. I think The Last Jedi is more disrespectful, but The Rise of Skywalker is a worse movie.
There's horses on spaceships riding. I actually thought I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Well, like Bob was saying, it was so disjointed. If they would have followed up The Force Awakens with two good movies, Force Awakens would look better. People think, okay, well, it's not as bad, but they ended up, they went straight. Rian Johnson turned left, and then Abrams came back and turned it back around, and it's a mess. Right. And they ruined Finn. Finn could have been one of the most interesting characters you ever see, but he's a stormtrooper who's killing stormtroopers, and instead of like feeling some remorse or conflict because he's killing people that are kind of forced to do that job like he was. But instead he's like, woo, yeah, wow. And he's killing everybody. And you're like, wait a minute, that was dumb. And, I don't know. And the whole thing when they went to the planet and they had to free the space horses because capitalism bad, rich people are terrible.
What I love about that whole scene is right after they free the space horses, You know, what's her name? Rose Tico turns around. She says, at least, we saved the horses or whatever. And I'm like, all your buddies are about to die back there. Or no, I remember she says, if we don't succeed, at least it was all worth it. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're all going to die.
They got those horses. They go back and get them.
Or how about when...
I was just going to say to Walter's point real quick, because he was saying how that a lot of people do have revisionist history when it comes to The Force Awakens. And I think a lot of that is because The Last Jedi is so bad that it makes The Force Awakens an even worse film.
Yeah, or how about when Finn's about to make that sacrifice plan, like complete some type of character arc, and Rose Tico just literally plows through it, and then kisses him for no reason. And I'm like, what?
Hey, Jared, because we don't win war with violence. We win it with love or whatever the hell she said.
By saving ones we
love. Okay.
Yeah, once she said that in the theater, I was like,
shut up, bitch.
Well, I always say this, and people just drag me for this. Rose could have been a great character because she could have been the mechanic. She could have been somebody who's not good to fight, needed some help, needed some saving, contributed in her own way. But no, by the end, she's flying around, shooting down the Imperial spaceships and shit. It's like, why? Why do you got to do that? She could have been so good, but instead they screwed it all up. They just...
Dude, when you were the end of the Rise of Skywalker, because I know you watched it. Remember the part she was like, and I'm all the Jedi? I imagine The Rock in that moment being like, shut your bitch ass up. What?
Yeah, no one cares. It doesn't matter.
And my favorite thing, I noticed this when I saw that movie with my girlfriend, but she hated it. But
awful movie. It's terrible.
When they finally do the Rey and Kylo kiss.
Oh, that's the worst part of the movie.
No. It's hilarious. You know why? Literally. So he brings her back to life.
By kissing her.
Kiss.
Yep.
And then he dies. Literally, he just falls back and dies.
Yeah, one of the dumbest fucking things in a movie ever. He kisses her. She comes back to life.
And then he dies. He literally just falls back and dies.
I don't even think the scene, I don't even think the part where she says, I am all the Jedi is the worst part of that scene.
That's the worst part of the movie.
You've got Palpatine being like space Voldemort, taking down hundreds of thousands of spaceships with his lightning. And all of a sudden, she grabs two lightsabers and are able to block it. I'm like, are you kidding me? He just took down, thousands of spaceships with that. And two lightsabers were enough to take him out.
Bob, you sexist punk. She is Rey. She is all the Jedi. She can do that.
I don't care if she was all the Jedi. She can be all the Jedi. But it's two lightsabers.
She can't be all the Jedi.
So dumb.
Thousands of ships.
Bob, she can't be the Jedi. She's not a fucking Skywalker.
By the way, did you see someone made an infinitely better fan-made version where it's like all of the ghosts of the Jedi actually appear and then like help her? I'm like,
that would have made sense and actually been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a video out there. You see it in clips where that's someone filming in a movie theater when she says, I'm Rey Skywalker. You can hear some lady go, boo! She yells out boo. And everybody hated it. And when I saw that, people in the theater were like, oh, man, are you serious?
You know what I would have done in this scene? If I were in charge of this, I would have had the ghost of Anakin Skywalker be the one who takes out Palpatine he finally brings balance to the Force.
Yeah, well, you're not dumb. So
yeah, I know. Thank you.
It's
the problem was the way this trilogy was done, it just from the start was mismanaged from the get-go. The perfect blueprint for this is Cobra Kai. And granted, this came out later, but that's the blueprint. And what I mean is that you start off with your legacy characters and you introduce your new ones. And your legacy characters get the most screen time early on. So Luke, Leia, and Han should have been the main characters for episode 7, because that's really what drew everybody back to the cinema, which was the promise that they were going to see
to the Empire.
Yes, but you introduce the new characters. By the second film, they have equal amount of screen time, and then by the third film, you could have the newer ones as the main characters, with Luke kind of taking a Yoda type role as that wise Jedi master. Still let him do some cool Jedi stuff, take out Snoke, whatever. But that's your blueprint. I mean, it's right there.
And if you want some stakes, Han can sacrifice himself to save people, or Leia, and then Luke could be the one that's left, and he's, like you said, the Yoda figure, taking Rey under his wing for her trilogy of movies, and then he is Yoda, and she's the new, the new Jedi. But instead, they had to ruin it. And actually, I think the thing that pisses me off the most about all those movies is after Han dies, Leia hugs Rey and just ignores Chewbacca. She's away for what, like 10 minutes? And then the person she's known for 50 years or however long they've been around and been through battles together and done all this, just walks by and she's like, "Oh, Rey, I know I just met you 8 minutes ago, but you're my new bestie and I'm going to hug you because reasons." I mean, it was so dumb. I don't know. Now talking about it, I'm even more pissed off of those movies than it was.
So can't believe we actually sat there and watched, like, okay, so he kisses her, she comes back to life. She kisses him, he dies. All right.
Why didn't she bring him back to life? I mean, she's super Jesus.
I think Disney automatically failed bringing in. People forget J.J. Abrams is a person that is known for starting stuff and then this is the same guy that made he's the same guy that did Lost, right?
Yeah.
They hired that guy to do Star Wars. That was like automatically to make it. Looking back on it now, I mean, I've never been that guy's fan at all. I always think he's a fucking hack. He's only made one good movie in his life, which is Mission Impossible 3. And I'm pretty sure most of that's Tom Cruise is doing. Like, he was the worst person for Star Wars ever. He's a terrible person as a writer in general. His movies fucking suck. Like, you don't even like his. He wrote that Star Trek movie a long time ago. Remember the one that was like the one that came out in 2009? He did that one too.
He did too, actually.
He was supposed to do like multiple movies of those. He stopped doing those. He was supposed to do that Batman animated series. He kind of barely did that. Lost, he failed on. What else is this guy? He failed on everything, actually, he's ever tried.
Well, Lost was actually really good at first, and then it went too long, and they sort of had a plan, then they had to move it on. The problem is, he, like Bob was saying, it's mystery box stuff, and he never pays off. It could if you paid it off, but like, what's her name? Was it Maz Kanata? How'd you get that lightsaber? Thought there's an interesting story.
Oh my god! Another day. This is the reason why JJ.
That's like in Power Rangers Megaforce, where the Black Ranger becomes the Green Ranger when they go to Super Megaforce, and then they go, "Wait, why am I green now?" And then he goes, "There's a simple explanation of that," and then it just stops and moves to another scene.
Dude,
I don't know.
J.J. Abrams was the worst person for us. In The Force Awakens, this is the same guy who had a trained Sith Lord. Keep in mind, Kylo Ren had been a Sith Lord for a very long time. They said, like, didn't like fucking Han and Leia say he'd been taken for a very long time? He's been not with them for probably like his whole life. And somehow he lost to Rey and fucking the black guy. I forget his name sometimes. I just call him fucking Caesar from Planet of the Apes. They lost to Finn and Rey. He lost to Finn and Rey despite being a trained Sith Lord.
Well, because Rey was perfect. And
I forgot, but Rey's just the bestest perfect woman ever, right? How did a trained Sith Lord lose to them?
The problem is,
sorry.
I was just going to say that by doing it that way, you neuter him early on, and he's no longer. He no longer feels like a threat because every time he faces her, he loses. So he doesn't feel like a threat. So there's no stakes there.
Yeah, and Rian Johnson took Kylo's mask and destroyed it. They made fun of it. Like whatever was it, Snoke that crushes his mask and said it's like a child's mask or whatever. And then when J.J. Abrams came back, he gave him the mask again. Because I think it was just to piss off Rian Johnson. I mean, the whole thing is dumb. I mean, they needed a plan. They needed one director. They needed a group of good writers. And they should have just one person do the trilogy. Map it out, have a plan.
And even if he did all, because people keep saying, I disagree with the premise that when people say, well, if he did all of them, they would have turned. No, they wouldn't. Force Awakens isn't even that good. Force Awakens is already not good. I'd say debatably kind of bad with shit it's already doing. Him doing all of them would be also just as bad. The only reason why he gets kind of to be less of a scapegoat is because of The Last Jedi. But he also is the one who made Rise of Skywalker too. But his ideas were already terrible. He had a Sith Lord lose to two randos. in the first movie. Then he made Han Solo back to a deadbeat. Luke Skywalker is just a legend who quit for some reason. It's never really explained why. He's just not around, just like my dad, just gone. You know,
and some people thought he was a legend, like he never existed, or a myth, like he never existed.
Yeah. Remember
like,
that's the first part of the movie. First
it's
part
not
of the
like
movie,
30 years. And
yeah.
They remember Vader. They remember Luke. They remember Han. They remember, like everybody. They remember everybody else for some reason. He's a myth.
Yeah.
Like,
He created that too. Luke's
honestly, we don't know what his Luke Skywalker would have been, because remember, he wrote it into a mystery box. They never explained why he went to the island to begin with.
Yeah.
So all we know is that he was in hiding, and there was or shouldn't say in hiding, but that he was missing, and there was a map to tell people how to get to find him.
And
so
he's a legend.
That's all we know. We don't find out until The Last Jedi that he wanted to be a cranky old man and
Drinking
just died.
He was a cranky old man drinking cow titty milk because he tried to murder his nephew. And people want me to believe that someone who got his dad, who was essentially considered Space Hitler, to turn against his master, he had been known him for a long time, that person would have a dark thought of killing their nephew. I'm supposed to believe that. I'm supposed to believe that that's actually a thing and not call out how stupid
a person that literally is known for redeeming their father, who everyone thought was like irredeemable.
Yeah, and even Mark Hamill said, well, that's not Luke. And that's why he used to call him Jake Skywalker, because he wasn't
Jake
Luke.
Skywalker.
But you guys, I know this is a little off topic, but you ever notice in all these movies, there's always, when they hide treasure or they hide some mystical thing that can destroy the universe, and that some ancient group hid it, they always leave a map to it. Why if he doesn't want to be, if he wants to end the Jedi, why is he leaving a map to his location?
That is a very good point. I never.
And this is
why do you want to be found?
And this is the things that I have problems with The Force Awakens. That movie is not good. It sets up awful shit. It's first of all, if we're supposed to not find these people, why is there a map to find them? Just that in general.
Stupid.
That's just stupid. Like J.J. Abrams is a hack.
Because what happens if like the bad guys find your map and then they show up and like Death Star your entire planet?
Reasons, Jerry.
We'll use the Force.
And man, and then they kill Chewie, but no, he was on a different transport. Oh, C-3PO has to get mind wiped. But we got it back.
That was fake. You knew in the trailers that wasn't real. I knew that was fake. There's no way they would do that. And then it's weird because in the trailers they're like, "Oh, we're gonna lose C-3PO." No, we weren't, guys. They're not going that far.
My friends. I want to take one last look at my friends. I'm like,
people barely
you're gonna
knew.
see them again.
Well, when Chewie died, I remember I watched that movie with my buddy, and I said, "You think he's dead?" And he goes, "No, he was somewhere else. He was on another ship." Sure enough. And then at the end, I said, "They're not gonna really get rid of C-3PO. Something's gonna happen. They got a backup somewhere." I've seen no science fiction to know that every robot's got a backup, so I don't know. It just, they could have done a good sacrifice, but
all right,
Chewbacca not dying on screen, I knew, my buddy knew he wasn't going to die, because if you kill Chewbacca, you want it to have meaning, and you're going to see his death, but you're not in a ship that you can't see him,
Let's get to two quick things before the topic. So this was Total Films Star Wars definitive ranking. In celebration of Star Wars Day, we've ranked every single movie set in the galaxy far, far away. Do you agree with our ranking? All right, what is the ranking? Number 1, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
2, A New Hope. 3, Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So the original trilogy is all top 3. Okay, that's not bad. Rogue One.
Yep. I do. I think
Force
that's the
Awakens.
That should be high up there. No.
No.
Hell no.
Last Jedi.
Above Revenge of the Sith.
No. Solo.
Above
Phantom
Revenge.
Menace. Okay, I would just say Revenge of the Sith should probably be number 4. Rogue One should probably be 5, and I would just go the rest. Honestly, I think anything after that's fine. I think Revenge of the Sith is it's crazy because I think Rogue One is actually a much more better constructed movie. I just find Rogue One to be kind of forgettable and kind of boring. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad forgettable. It's just like, I only remember the last scene, which Vader slaughtering. And that movie has another stupid thing too. Vader has telekinesis. Why didn't he just force schematic pull those plans to him? He just kind of lets them go. But whatever, that's by the by. It's not an awful movie, I would say. That's the only decent Disney one. I would just say, if you have Revenge of the Sith as fifth. That's fine. I can even concede Rogue One is a better movie, which is fine. Force Awakens better than Force Awakens. That's pretty high. Force Awakens is not good. Last Jedi being 6 is crazy. But then you have so you guys would have Phantom Menace over Last Jedi and Force Awakens, right?
Oh, not me.
Yeah, I would. I'd have Phantom Menace and I'd have Attack of the Clones. Like for me, it would go Empire, A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith, probably Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, then probably Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. I'd probably put Solo, and then I'd probably put The Force Awakens, then Solo, The Last Jedi, and probably The Rise of Skywalker.
I think the final one, say for me, this is also a shit movie too. I do. If someone had Attack of the Clones as their worst movie, I honestly wouldn't disagree with you. It's actually horrible. So I can understand that to a certain degree. Right, Rise of Skywalker being at the bottom makes perfect sense. I just think you need to put these two more further down. That's all. Phantom Menace is like just it's just all right, I guess at best, you know. But what is this love? What is this love The Force Awakens has with people? It's rewatch. I
don't think it was that terrible, but it wasn't that good. I don't know. I think definitely Rise of Skywalker's last, and then up above that, for second to last, I definitely put what do you call it? The Last Jedi. Or no, Last Jedi is the worst one. Rise of Skywalker would be the second worst. And then probably the Phantom Menace, then The Force Awakens, then Sith, Clone, Solo would be there, and then Rogue One. And I don't know, they're all just, I don't know, after you top 4 or 5, they don't, the quality
so many
really
interchangeably
drops.
bad ones. Yeah, the bottom would definitely be Rise of Skywalker, Attack of the Clones, Last Jedi, and Force Awakens. Somewhere in all that. Probably The Force Awakens is outside of that, but the 3 definitive worst ones are Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. Those are absolutely just awful movies. Like, just those are complete utter shite. Then it kind of gets into a category of like, should Solo be considered like one of the more better Star Wars movies, even though that one's kind of forgettable too? It's such a weird way to rank these movies because they just vary in quality. After the original trilogy, it's like just kind of flip a coin. Who knows how good these are?
Really mind Solo. It was an okay movie. It was just kind of fun. It wasn't great. I mean, I if I had to rewatch that over the sequel trilogy, I would, because
the holiday special. Woo!
Hey, I saw that when it aired on TV. I remember I was excited to watch that. Like we all went home and we didn't have VCRs back then. You had to watch it when it aired. So we got home. And
Joe, I'm old.
Kind of looking at it. You're not old. I'm old. I watched the holiday special on broadcast TV the first and only time they showed it. So,
oh God, I get what you're saying. But yeah, that's Total Films ranking. Like I said, if you're asking me, it kind of just goes original trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, and then Rogue One, and then I would just do minus like the soup. So you have like a steak, then you have like the soup. And this soup is full of tomatoes, mayonnaise, bananas, and shit. Like actual dog shit in it. Yeah, that's what shit soup is what we called it. All right. I wanted to look at J.J. Abrams' like filmography. Because this guy's got a lot. He's been here for a while. He wrote Armageddon. Okay, I like Armageddon.
I love that movie.
He wrote Joyride. That's probably his best written movie. Joyride is such a that's a good movie. Mission Impossible 3. He wrote, he did Mission Impossible 3. I think these are his 3 best movies right here.
Have you guys seen Regarding Henry?
Yeah, I was about to say Regarding Henry is actually pretty good.
That's really good.
He wrote that. Okay.
Yeah. That's really, and he's a co-producer. Yeah.
And Joe and Bob, did you guys like his Star Trek fairs or anything like that?
Okay. I actually enjoyed the first Star Trek, but I gotta say, it's not Star Trek. not in the traditional sense.
That's the Man of Steel argument. It's not a Superman movie.
Fun, though.
I think it's fun, but I do think that when you get to the second one, Into Darkness, I think it's pretty bad after that.
With Khan, and then he's kicking the. What got me mad is Kirk goes back because they reverse the Wrath of Khan thing where Spock dies and then Kirk does, and he's kicking the warp drive. He's not fixing it like Spock did. He's literally hanging from the bar.
Well, he's trying to realign it.
Kicking it. Yeah, but that's stupid. I mean, come on. And then of course he dies, and they bring him back to life with super blood. It's like,
what the fuck?
so you eliminated death.
Literally super blood.
Yeah, he dies in the movie. Spoilers. And they have Khan there because they got to rip everything off. They can't think of anything new. And he's got the superhuman, like, enhanced bodies, and he's got the augments and stuff. They use his blood to save his life. So now death is basically meaningless in the Star Trek universe. Of course, they forget about it in the next movie. And then you can teleport across the galaxy all of a sudden automatically. So that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just, I don't know. They got to just push it, and it's stupid. The Super 8 wasn't bad. You guys see that?
Yeah, I like that.
That was cool.
I remember when this was coming up. It's not. It might be one of those early 2010 movies that just kind of get lost in the mud with all the other ones that come out. I'm not saying it's bad. I remember the trailers for it. I think J.J. Abrams for me peaks like right here. These three right there. Other than that, because he's done more TV too. Like the next movie he's got coming out is called The Great Beyond. The fuck is this? Upcoming American sci-fi fantasy film starring Glenn Powell, Jenna Ortega, Emma Mackey. Is this based off any book or anything? I don't think so. It's coming out of Warner Brothers later this year. Yeah, this is his first movie he's going to be directing since 27 years. God damn.
Yeah, he's been kind of in director jail.
I wonder
why.
Well, also, you guys remember where Warner Brothers spent like, I think, millions of dollars on that deal for him to come make DC movies, and he never made anything from that deal.
$200 million.
And Zaslav came in and he goes, WTF.
Yeah. Remember when they gave fucking hell. The one guy who, oh my God, Clint Eastwood. They gave him like $300 million, not because he did anything for them recently, just because they just liked him. Wait, hold on. You just out here giving $300 million to people because you like them? That's not a business. Should never be doing that. What?
And they like me? Do they like me?
What? No wonder why they're
$300 million.
No wonder why they're in debt. They just be giving people. I like you. Here's $100 million. Now, can you go fuck my wife in the ass? Like, what the fuck? Good Lord. He's the creator of a series called Duster. What the what? All right. He's written a lot more TV than movies. Yeah, Lost. He was the creator of that. He was creator of Alias, Felicity. That sounds like a girl show.
Yeah, it is.
He wrote episodes in The Office.
Yeah.
I never known that actually. No, he directed. He directed a few of them.
Or directed. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Undercovers. I know that show. I've watched that before. It's okay. It's okay. Person of Interest. I've seen this show before. It's got an all right premise to it. Alcatraz. Okay, I mean, his career's really
Revolution was pretty good, but they didn't last long.
Yeah, he's got a. It's weird though when you look at his career. You're like, this guy should be more. When you're, I can see why people hire him. It has to be because of Joyride, Armageddon, and Mission Impossible 3. It has to be because of that. You're like, man, he directed Mission Impossible 3. This guy just give him the whole universe. You can have a whole franchise to yourself. What? All right, I guess. Well, guys,
keep in mind, I mean, Star Trek was kind of a dead franchise as far as in the theaters after Nemesis. So his movie actually brought people back to the theaters to see Star Trek and was the highest grossing Star Trek film. So, I mean, I think that bought him a lot of goodwill in Hollywood.
The fact that he got keys to those big franchises is crazy. Both remakes, both like new reimaginings.
And we all know he took the Star Trek job as an audition for Star Wars. That's what he really wanted.
That's the end goal right there. Yep. He's like, you know what? I already screwed over Lost. Yeah, who knows what the ending of that show really is? Oh, Star Trek. Oh my God. Yes, I'll take the check. Let's just sign that on the dotted line. This show's a dumpster file. Do you know who he also hired on his show Lost? The same guy who's the showrunner of this Lantern show, David Lindelof. He hired that guy on that Lost show.
And I love how his thing is like, no, look, I'm a Green Lantern fan. I wore my favorite Green Lantern shirt to a Comic-Con. I'm like, bro, that's not a thing.
There's the only thing clean in my closet. So I had to wear that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you're a fan, why did nothing in your Green Lantern trailer even? I love the executive, the like other producer that was trying to justify. He goes, "No, we're trying to make the lore more accessible to like people that don't necessarily know it." And I'm like, "Oh, just stop."
When has that ever worked?
Never.
Let's take a project and make it for people who never liked it, never watched it, don't know anything about it. I mean, is that
Star Wars?
I mean, I think, well, I mean, Smallville, but everybody knew Superman was a different concept for a Superman show. Like no tights, no flight, and he was young, and was a little different. But I mean, why? Like, why did they do? I don't know. Then again, I'm not a rich moron in Hollywood who's getting $200 million not to produce TV shows. So
I like how he only apologized after Grant Morrison called him out because he respects Grant Morrison. Which is crazy. It's crazy.
I gain infinitely more. I already had respect for Grant Morrison. I gain more respect.
What's crazy
somehow.
is, you know what? People kind of don't like his comic books. Fair enough. He said some pretty base shit recently. He had the same problems with the James Gunn Superman movie that a lot of us did. No, the action was really weak. He was getting beat up a lot. It's like, yeah, we all agree. I agree with you there. And he's like, well, this Lantern show, they're disrespecting the fans. Grant! Your base.
Grant is cooking, man. He's
cooking all the steaks.
Now, if only you can make your comics as coherent as your statements.
You know, Jared. You know, as I say in video games, we take those.
All right. So when I was recording a podcast episode, we were talking about the fact that, in my opinion, Batman writers should not be allowed to write for Wonder Woman. And my co-host, we were trying to say, I was trying to think of any Batman or Superman creatives that have written good Wonder Woman runs. Then I literally had to catch myself because I said, well, Grant Morrison. And I was like, then I remembered Wonder Woman Earth 1. And I was like, yeah, no.
Wasn't that supposed to be like their like an original homage to like an ultimate
It was the original. So that version was supposed to be like them homaging the Marston Wonder Woman. I love how everyone does that, but the fact that Wonder Woman kisses a woman who has raised her since she was a baby, and I'm like, what are you doing, Grant?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that Lanterns thing you talked about, I made sure I bookmarked it for next week because woo, that's just. People will never ever learn in life, but don't worry, guys.
But it's like I can't wait for this to fail because there'll be the other time that stuff based on Tom King fails. So
Tom King is my goat. Tom King is the goat comic book writer. He's my dad. He is my savior.
You probably loved Heroes in Crisis.
I love the part where Catwoman slapped.
That was his Batman run. You mean the fact where she punches out two Flashes running out at her at super speed?
You guys. I would never actually advocate someone not reading a comic book story to get the full context. I actually advise over this one. Catwoman slapped a Flash.
The context is what I just told you. She took out the Flash with one punch.
This is the dumbest. You guys have to hear how stupid this sounds. So Batman's gonna marry Catwoman, and then the Joker for like him like so. Okay, so Batman is gonna marry Catwoman right in this run. Okay, and then because it's all revealed that it was all Bane's doing, right? And again, I like the way Bane is depicted in the story. It's like Bane was cool, but Joker went up to Catwoman's like to Joker, should I marry Batman? No. Wait a minute. Why the fuck would Catwoman be listening to the Joker about anything?
He's trying to make it that like Batman's rogues are all friends. I'm like, no, they're not.
First, like I can't believe. There was a panel where the Joker is giving Catwoman relationship dating advice for his arch nemesis. I was like,
well, not only that. So you went to the person that emotionally and physically abused Harley Quinn for relationship advice.
There's a person that like killed. It's like, whoa. I was like, oh, okay.
He killed Jason Todd.
Wasn't there a comic book where he like sort of blew up a church?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Like the fact that Joker is literally giving anyone relationship advice, especially Catwoman. It's like, oh, this is ridiculous. Tom, what are you doing here, buddy? What crack did you smoke to write this? And keep in mind, he's always the guy who's like, no, but editorial made me do it. Okay, like yes,
yeah, but I believe that until he actually because the thing about Tom King is when he gets caught on stuff that he can't like BS his way out of, he just blames other people.
Oh my god, we got some traction on one of the shorts that I posted. We'll respond to the comments after this video. All right, because I always gotta fucking hate people sometimes. They're so stupid. This logic of idiots I have to be around every time. It's fine. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. It's fine. Don't worry, Bob. I got this. All right, we'll do the topic really quickly, and then we'll get into answer these fucking retard. All these comments make me want to fucking
KYS. That's the proper way to go viral, MSK. Insult your audience. That works every single time.
Hey, when I do it, it's funny. When I do it, it makes perfect sense. When the studio, I'm not a corporate studio. I can do that to people. A corporate studio probably calling their coworkers retards. It's like a DC tweet. It's like if DC tweeted, "Yeah, I actually just don't like black people." Oh, that would be crazy. But then again, they have Jon Stewart, and does Jon Stewart look like me? No.
Thank God he doesn't.
Well, the guy playing him is handsome, so I.
Oh, thank you.
No.
Fuck. All right, let's go. Hey, everyone, I am black. No, I'm actually white. All right, jokes aside. All right, let's go. Hey, everyone, I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about James Gunn admits the real reason his DCU wasn't a full-blown reboot. So this past weekend, after I had sex with my wife, after we Netflix and chilled, and I made a lot of money on the internet, and I drove my Lamborghini, to Vegas to go to a strip club, and I came back, I was just scrolling on Twitter, just calling people retards and stupid, and just stupid fucks and shit. Most of the time, as I always do, because people are really retarded and stupid these days, and that's just what I'm known for. And I love it. It's pretty funny, right? So then I come across these posts from James Gunn. It's from like this account called Everything DCU, because I don't know any normal, sane human being that's on Threads, because we're not stupid or gay or losers, right? So he makes these posts on Threads, which basically one of them was going to be implying that him and his wife and the other white guy that's a part of Peacemaker were at one point going to get on a podcast and discuss canon in the DCU.
And someone perfectly summarized, it's like, if you have to constantly do podcasts to explain the canon of your universe, you have problems.
Yes. This is another dumbest thing I've ever read from this guy. Keep in mind, I'm not even usually one of those people that likes to shit on this guy. I've liked some of his stuff. The problem is that you're just looking at how he's kind of ran things at, Warner Brothers with this DCU universe. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. What the fuck are you talking about? Shouldn't you properly kind of plan out what you actually want to do? Because one of the things he brings up that we're going to cover is that, well, Peacemaker was already going to be made anyway. Okay. First of all, DC, especially DC, has always had numerous random things coming out. Like at one point, we had Snyder's DC universe out there. Then we had the CW shit. Then we also had like those animated movies that came out. Then we had the animated shows that came out. First of all, this idea that DC can't have multiple things coming out at once is ridiculous, because it's been that way for literally since I was alive. It's been that way. So if Peacemaker already was going to be made, just have it not connect to anything. Also, the Batman doesn't connect to this universe either. So that doesn't make any sense. Keep in mind, he's also mentioned that we're supposed to be bringing in the Blue Beetle guy. Why would the Blue Beetle guy be in this universe? Didn't that come out in the DCEU time frame?
And like epically bombed.
Well, he said that was technically the first movie in the DCU,
right? He's like,
yeah.
I
mean, I thought the guy who played Jaime Reyes was fine, but they could keep him. Just get rid of that movie.
This is the man that in 2023 or something like that, someone asked him on Threads what his favorite movie of the year was, and he said The Flash.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite superhero movie. I was like, oh boy,
God, James Gunn.
Shut up,
wow.
bitch.
Oh God. Now, this is the thing that I want people to understand how stupid this sounds. And I understand the MCU has a lot of problems. I get it. But for these people to go out there and be like, but that's literally how politics always go. Well, Republicans are blah, 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 blah. But the Democrats, see how stupid that is? Just focus on one thing, okay? James Gunn literally proposed he's on a podcast to explain what canon is in this universe, despite this being billed as a full-blown reboot. Keep in mind, the reason why we know this is a reboot is because we have a different Superman, and we don't have the previous characters from the previous universe. Oh, wait, we do. The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker characters are in this universe. The only thing that he retconned in season 2 was the ending of Peacemaker season 1, where the Justice League from the previous universe is not the same one. In this universe, it's the Justice Gang. Okay, so I just keep in mind we have Peter Safran here and James Gunn, and he's the Kevin Feige of the universe, guys. This isn't like some.
That's an insult to Kevin Feige at this point.
Yeah, I think that's crazy at this point. Jared he just already taking strays. God damn, Jared, why do you have to be so mean? God damn. But he's supposed to be the Kevin Feige of the universe. He doesn't even know what canon's in his own universe. They're always asking him on threads, what do you think is canon? The canon should kind of be established from what you're doing. Come on, guys. The universe is like barely a year and a half in, and they don't even know what's actually canon.
It started with Superman.
That was, and now he's saying that Clayface is.
Well, here's the other thing. He said it officially starts with Superman, but I'm gonna release Creature Commandos, which take place in the DCU first. So I'm like, make up your mind.
And somehow Blue Beetle's the first movie. And
somehow Blue Beetle's
somehow Blue Beetle survived.
It's even more confusing. What he said was Blue Beetle is the first DCU character. Superman is the first DCU movie, and I'm like. The hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, then also too, his wife, whatever her name is,
Jennifer Holland. Yeah,
but she's in the excuse me, in Peacemaker, the character name. Her and the bearded guy were in the end of Black
Shazam
Adam. Or was it Shazam 2?
She was in Black Adam though.
She was in Black Adam too.
She was in Black Adam. So is that canon? I mean, and then. I don't know. And then so is Hawkman and Dr. Fate part of the canon. It doesn't, and Atom Smasher and
please don't bring those guys. Those guys stunk. Don't bring in Atom Smasher. Holy shit, the guy was
I think his whole point of doing the retcon at the end of Peacemaker, the idea was that it was set in a different universe. That way he could include some of those characters and stuff still in this universe. So I think that other stuff's not supposed to be in canon, and I think that's why he did it the way he did it, where he's just saying, okay, well, this was all a different universe, it just happened the same, and that's why he showed the Justice Gang at the end. But in reality, it's stupid the way that he did it, because it's very confusing.
And come on, what makes it even more stupid? We just started, guys. It started last year. The universe literally started last year. We're like gonna be midway 2026, and we're getting 3 more projects. Canon shouldn't be this hard to discuss with people. It really shouldn't. We're only just like a year and a half in. James Gunn admits the real reason his DCU wasn't a full-blown reboot. James Gunn finally reveals why he did not do a full reboot of the DCU and kept titles like Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad, which were a part of the DCU. This is also slightly because she wasn't his wife then, but they got married later on. It's because his wife was a part of those projects, even though, but his wife was a part of good Lord, he could just cast her as a new character in the fucking movies because he actually runs it. It's literally like, can you just be a different character? Sure. Maybe she could be Stargirl. I don't give a fuck what she is. Be anything. It's not that hard. The original assumption
could be Lois.
I'll give you that one. The original assumption was that Gunn was selectively keeping the projects he created as part of his new DCU continuity and retroactively making them part of his larger DC universe. While that is the case, it appears there was also a behind-the-scenes business factor that motivated the Peacemaker cast to be brought in. On Threads, Gunn confirmed that a complete reboot of the DCU was not done because of the contracts that were already in place for Peacemaker Season 2. Then just do Peacemaker and just not have it connect. This is why Warner Brothers keeps, oh my God. That's why the company needs to be sold off and why it did get sold off. It can just come out and exist. They've had this before. The Batman universe with Matt Reeves quite literally just exists while this exists. They put out the Joker 2, which connects to nothing. It can just come out and end. And then we just go, all right, we're moving on. It's that simple. Didn't have to connect to anything. This is just their way of just jumbling bullshit to people. Gunn reveals that the show's return was already in development when he was hired as co-head of the DC Studios, and scrapping it would not only have meant paying out all the money invested in development, but also getting rid of what a hit series was for HBO Max. This still makes no sense. It could just still come out.
Was it a hit series? Because I never hear anyone talk about it anymore.
Right? Also, you could just point out like this. It could still. What is this logic? Okay, it makes business sense. Okay, you don't want to pay them all out because that's a lot of money. Fair enough. But just put it out then. Put it out and not have it connect to your new universe. I still don't understand. As soon as it needs to connect to the new universe, it could just come out and exist. Like,
but it has to because he wants his shit to be canon.
Didn't oh my god, I'm blanking on this thing's name. It just came out recently. Penguin just came out as a TV show that doesn't connect to this universe at all. And people know it's not in that universe, and it just came out, and it just that's it.
It was great.
The animated that random crappy animated Batman series that none of us remember or care about came out randomly, doesn't exist anymore. Just like my dad in my life, just gone. Just like this notion that Peacemaker season 2 had to connect to this universe is stupid. It could just come out and just be done after
or
it's done.
Rewrite it so you retcon the whole thing and bring it into your universe. Like he had a stupid doorway to different dimensions. They could have done anything and brought him into
the Snyderverse. Oh my god! Don't give those people any inches or miles. Holy shit, that'd be crazy.
But speaking of that, it just came to mind.
Yeah,
Suicide Squad is in canon, but in Suicide Squad they said Bloodsport shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet and put him in the hospital.
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense.
But in Superman, they said he's never been defeated before.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, Joe, you're putting much more thought into this than James Gunn did.
It just came to me when you were reading this. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I would have forgot that in 2 minutes because I'm old.
You should just yeet this universe. In the end, Gunn does confirm that the decision was also motivated by his love of the Peacemaker cast, as he thought they could play a larger role in his DCU. They could play a larger role and still be a part of Peacemaker. That's a part of another universe. Here's how easy this is. Air Peacemaker. Okay, the last episode's over. Okay, so then now you make new contracts with those people, and then they're in your universe as different characters, not the same fucking ones we just saw. It's literally that simple. This isn't hard to do at all. I don't know. Why is this so hard? Peacemaker, quote, Peacemaker season 2 deals were all in place when I became head of DC. It was either...
Yeah, but also Henry Cavill had a verbal deal and you went back on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That deal was in place.
God. And Henry Cavill, hot, rich, and successful like me, kind of maybe sort of got screwed over. But, they always blame Pamela and Michael DeLuca for that one. So that's a by the by. It was either break everyone's contract and pay out all that money and take away HBO Max's biggest show at the time, or find a way to make it work. No, it wasn't. Wait a minute.
No.
The Sex and the City Legacy sequel was the biggest thing. You guys remember that? They tried to do a Sex and the City Legacy thing. That was way bigger than Peacemaker. That was their highest. That's probably their highest viewed show ever still to this day. It drew the most viewers. Keep in mind, I was a Sex and the City filthy enjoyer back when I was younger. Obviously, I was a nerd. And I always got sex, obviously. I'm not a loser, but that's different story for another day. I chose the latter, mostly though because I love the character and the show and thought they could be an important part of the DCU.
Well, they could just retcon it. Yeah. Like, geez, Pete, you got a multiverse.
You can do multiple. You could do multiple things, James Gunn. That doesn't have to just be just one way. You could can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I can have sex with my wife and eat some fried chicken on the side. It can happen. Right, Jared? Thank you, MSK. See, Jared gets me.
No.
Gunn's instincts to keep Peacemaker part of the DCU have already certainly paid off. All right. No, okay. John Cena's cameo as Peacemaker and Superman drew reactions from audiences and immediately played into the idea that the DCU was one big playground. When you guys watched Superman, did anybody care he was in there? As a cameo? No.
I mean, it's kind of funny for a minute, but
I heard some people go, "Oh,
yeah." People were like, "Oh, that's John Cena." Yeah,
it's not like he played a big role in the movie. And by the way, it shows that there was a big playground. How about how about the fact that there's like the Justice Gang doesn't show it's a big playground?
Honestly, I forgot he was in it.
Yeah, it was just a cameo. It was mildly amusing. It wasn't, I don't know. I don't think people were buzzing.
Then Peacemaker Season 2 laid some important foundations for the DCU moving forward, including the formation of the organization Checkmate and the setup of a loose adaptation of the Salvation Run arc from the comics, which will seemingly be a big overarching story in the universe.
No, it won't.
What are they going to do with that?
Checkmate, isn't that what Sony said to us after we watched Morbius? Like probably.
Well, the thing about Checkmate is like, so it's supposed to be the spy organization. And you know what's kind of funny? Here's the funny part about that. When people said there was no big reveals about Peacemaker 62, he goes, what are you talking about? Checkmate. And I'm like, yeah, the general audience doesn't know who Checkmate is. This is the problem with having a pure comic book fan in charge of this, because here's the problem with that. You think that what you like and what translates to you as a comic book reader will translate to someone that's never read a comic book. That's why having like starting with all of the Z-listers, comic book fans for the most part, if they know who these characters are, is going to be like, okay, this is really cool to see it. The general audience doesn't know who Blue Beetle is. That's why no one went to go see it.
Well, no, Warner Brothers said it was because the weather was really bad that weekend. Come on, guys.
Sure.
What are you doing here? All right, Warner Brothers is just fucking retards. Ran by dummies. As for the challenge of bringing Peacemaker Season 1, a series firmly set in the DCEU, into the DCU, it was rather simple. The second season wastes no time retconning the Season 1 finale. Oh, yeah, because who doesn't like a bunch of retcons, right? Swapping out the Justice League for the Justice Gang, now featuring silhouettes of Superman and Supergirl alongside Nathan Fillon's Guy Gardner and Hot Girl. In fact, Gunn's DCEU titles, like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1, had a stronger sense of DC history with references to characters and events that didn't always align with the now defunct universe.
Well, here's the fun part. How well did that Suicide Squad movie do at the box office, I wonder? How well did that do? I'm pretty sure the article headline was, it creates a new $100 million losers club.
Sadly, because I love that movie. I think that movie's fucking awesome. But, wasn't the best moneymaker. And keep in mind, people are factoring that movie also failed because, the previous Suicide Squad movie was really bad. And also, Will Smith not being a part of sequels for first movies he's been in also doesn't have a good track record either. While Gunn has so far only folded in previous DC stories in which he was involved, he appears to be open to bringing in more. Creature Commandos featured a cameo of Blue Beetle in one of Cersei's visions, confirming Gunn's comments on that 2023's Blue Beetle would be the first new DCU character, even if the story isn't fully canon to the universe. Zolo Mariduena is expected to reprise his role in the Blue Beetle animated series, which we've heard nothing about. No updates on, because
he's not going to do it.
This is the biggest problem with a lot of these studios these days. It's not just with James Gunn. Stop announcing shit you're not doing. Did you guys even remember he announced the Blue Beetle anime series? Yeah, fuck, I know.
No,
I don't remember.
I think it's the first I'm hearing of it.
You probably did hear about it, but they announced so much shit, you just go, all right, it's like my wife saying, I'm going to get a threesome tonight, and she just forgot about it. Gunn's DCU approach to continuity is rather simple. Keep what works and start new when needed. Just like, guys, that doesn't work at all for comics. They've actually lost lots of people doing that. That's not a good thing you represent. There's this argument. Oh, I hate this argument. Stop taking the bad tropes from comics. Nobody likes that in comics. Nobody.
But a lot of things aren't working. Like a lot of things. I mean, Peacemaker wasn't well watched. Superman did okay. I mean, what's really working? I mean, Superman was mid. I mean, as far as box office, but I mean, Creature Commandos wasn't a big deal. What's working? That's
so here was the other quotes that were brought up by him. This is a quote from him. Let me make sure there's not another one here that we missed. I don't want to misrepresent anything. Okay, this is the first one, because this will be kind of retreading the other one, but this has a quote in here anyway. Quote, I've been thinking about this a lot in regards to the Suicide Squad and Blue Beetle, and I've been meaning to rewatch both with an eye towards that, knowing what I know now almost 3 years into the DCU. Okay, hold on. Just before I go any further, why didn't you do that when your universe first started?
Well,
okay. With a couple of more years of scripts being actively filmed or created, maybe after Man of Tomorrow, Jen and Steve and I can get together for a special couple of podcasts to discuss. What do you guys think is potentially or definitely not canon from the Suicide Squad and Blue Beetle? All right, okay. This is just all types of retardation I'm reading. Okay, first of all, James.
Again, I repeat what I say. Yeah, go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead.
No, if you have to do a supplementary podcast to explain your canon, that should already be explained in your movies and shows. I'm sorry, no, you failed.
Also, the way this is presented. Okay, James, you are the boss. Why are you asking randoms on Twitter? Some of these people have pronouns in their bio. These people are literally stupid. They've never read a comic in their entire life. I'd imagine some people don't even watch the movies people put out. They're just only going off narratives. Which what a lot of these new fans do. They don't even actually watch the content they're engaging. Come on, some of these people actually have said, do I have to read a comic book to be a comic book fan? These are the same people. Right? These are literally
That's
stupid
MSK's
people.
favorite tweet.
Fucking hell, man. The other one was like, can I be a fan of this video game if I've never played it? I guess we're just in retard city now these days. Holy fuck. You're the boss. You're in charge. You decide what is in the universe that is deemed canon.
Well, look at he's going to ask Jen and Steve, and I'm sure Jen and Steve are going to say, I think everything our characters do are canon. So we need to put them in more movies. In fact, all the projects, I could use the paycheck. I mean,
wink, wink. Put all my character in all the movies, please. Fucking hell. And this other thing where he said, I've been meaning to rewatch both with an eye towards knowing what I know now. Why didn't you just do this before the universe began?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? And then this one we already, covered. With the whole loving of peace and all that stuff. This was another one. A lot of people are saying this, but is being shot by someone at long distance while you're not losing a fight. That's like comic book talk. It's like that's by the by. That's fine. Because someone was like, well, how can Bloodsport shoot Superman? It's like, doesn't matter. That's like comic book bullshit.
He's been shot before.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't mean anything. What I'm talking about here is, what is canon though? Like, why is the head of the universe going on threads asking randoms what the canon is? People were surprised that Green Lantern had mythology a part of it. These are the dumb people we're interacting with, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous. Like,
he doesn't know like how to run a studio. It's kind of obvious. I think part of it is he lets his love for Peacemaker and these characters make a lot of his decisions when they're not mainstream characters. And I think he's
won't ever be mainstream characters.
Yeah. And he's got that Guardians of the Galaxy shine in his head that, well, I made Guardians, which is a group of misfits, and that slid right into this popular MCU and was among the most popular movies. So I can do no wrong. Maybe he thinks he's the smartest man in the room and he can continue that success. I don't know. I think he can do a lot of good things, but I don't think he should be in charge. You need somebody the business side, and you need somebody the creative side. And if you want to include James Gunn in doing his space movies and his Misfit team movies, doing a Creature Commandos, which was a pretty good cartoon, it's just nobody watched it. But if they had a healthy DCU and James Gunn's throwing in those side projects like he did with Guardians, it could work. But he can't run. I don't know. I'm losing faith that he can run a studio. I mean, actually, I kind of lost that a while ago, but I don't think he can do it.
The other thing that I hated is what made me lose it is when so I tried to be congratulatory of his Superman movie until I saw his justification for making the Kryptonians basically Viltrumites, and it basically is. With all these things that can't change with like Superman, like he has to have the trunks, he has to be married to Lois, he has to have the S-Chrome. Like, no, he doesn't, but okay. He goes, I had to find a way to make my Superman like unique. And I go, what? So you want to make your stamp on? Okay, your stamp is you made Superman a generic, I come from a planet that wants to kill people.
Yeah, so my thing is like you could somewhat really cope in your head if that's a good decision to make, which it isn't. I don't agree that it is. But if you're gonna do that decision, and I wholeheartedly disagree with it, I want people to know that I don't think the decision is good at all. You need to make it make sense. Then when I hear this person going, I kind of only did it because I wanted to stand out. That's retarded. That's stupid. That's actually stupid. If anyone thinks that is smart, please, your mom probably regrets giving birth to you. You are a fucking moron. Holy shit.
Well, I don't know. He just thinks he's can just turn anything into magic, I guess.
And so far, his DC movies haven't really been successful at the box office, and Supergirl's projected to lose $200 million.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they turn this around. I mean, I think he's not gonna come back. They extended his contract, I think, 1 year into 2027. I can't, unless Supergirl somehow does $800 million and Clayface rolls around like 400 million, and the Man of Tomorrow comes out and hits $1 billion. I don't see them keeping the guy. I don't know.
Good.
All right, Bob, what are your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree that the DC universe sucks. It's been mishandled from the get-go, as far as not even sure what's in canon and the way they rolled out this whole soft reboot. I agree with what Joe was saying, that I think James Gunn would have been good to handle these Misfits team ups and stuff like that. Creature Commandos, I enjoyed that, but Superman was not the right person for Superman.
No.
Kind of like what Jared said, that he tried to give it credit up until he saw it, and that's kind of how I felt. Is I was trying to give it credit, and then I saw it, and I was like, oh man. I really wanted to like it, but yeah, I just couldn't. I was so disappointed in it, and I'm hoping maybe Supergirl will surprise me, but I have no faith in that either. To be honest, I really think he's gone after the Superman sequel. But
after Man of Tomorrow, Bob, he's going to go on a podcast with his wife and friend and talk about canon.
I think he'll gone after that.
He'll still do that and talk about what was canon to his
universe.
Right.
Like all those creators that do after their show is over. This character was actually secretly gay, but you guys just didn't know it at the time. Fuck off. Shut up.
Yeah, really, like I said, though, when it comes down to it, it was the whole rollout was shit from the get-go, right from the decision that he made to get rid of Henry Cavill. Right when he made that decision, I knew that's when a lot of
problems. Which here's the other thing. I'm gonna do a Snyderverse thing, but here's the other problem he did. He didn't give the actual universe a conclusion. Like, I'm not saying necessarily bring Zack back and let him do another Justice League movie just to wrap up his universe. I would like that. But I'm saying just do a movie, like even a Kingdom Come adaptation that wraps up the story of this universe in a bow, as opposed to just moving on after Flash and Aquaman, which gave no ending whatsoever. Because what you avoid because again, when you start your universe by just moving over, I have no guarantee that this universe is going to get any conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
They missed an opportunity with Flash. They should have made it more of a Flashpoint movie where that rebooted the entire universe.
Yes, that's what I thought they were going to do. By the way, that was the original plan. The Snyderverse was going to end with a Flashpoint movie.
They could have included, they could have paid Henry Cavill to be in it and got Gal Gadot and, and just have them do something more. It reboots the whole thing. And then you could recast those characters with different younger actors, and you can get rid of Ezra Miller, who's a big problem, and recast Barry. And if you want to go the Wally West route, you bring in Wally West as your Flash. He was very popular for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you just you redo it, and you start fresh. And you could still use Peacemaker. He's rebooted too. There's a new Peacemaker, and you could do a Peacemaker show after the reboot. But instead, it's time is spaghetti and everything's all mixed, and it was just stupid. And it was
they fumbled the whole thing. So
for me, as you guys know, my final thoughts is just this is one of the dumbest things he could say. This is godly. This and the reason why he changed parents was just like, dude, just gotta stop talking. Like, there's talking.
Someone take his phone away.
Good Lord, WZ said to take the internet away from me. But it's one of these things where I just gotta stop talking about certain things. Like, now he's explaining his Superman movie to people. It's like, dude, come on, that Superman movie is borderline okay to bad. I don't think explaining that movie is going to make you think it was actually good.
The hilarious part is that I watched it with two friends. One had watched it previously and one hadn't watched it. Both of them were like, it gets worse the more you watch it.
Yep. So also, if you have to go on a podcast with your wife and friend to explain what's been going on in your universe, what are you even doing then? Like, what is he actually
And
working
you have
on?
failed because the whole reason why everyone was like supposed to be so excited that he was coming on is that it's supposed to be more to the source material. It's supposed to be more of a coherent universe. Okay, so far we haven't seen that, and Lord knows with lanterns, it's certainly not comic accurate.
I think that whole thing where he wants to do the podcast, I think he thinks he's clever. Like, it's like, well, I'm going to do this podcast. We're going to discuss it. And,
we do podcasts, right? That's crazy. I
explained the DCU canon more than James Gunn does.
Yeah. Or he's just wants to let people know he's thinking about it or something, because he always says things. Seems like he's just reactionary. When they brought up the fact that Superman's budget was higher, and he said, well, that was just somebody made a mistake on the tax form. He had no idea anyone's filling out the taxes. Come on. He's whoever the business guy they brought in with him is dealing with that.
Yeah.
But he just says things, I think, to cover up and just continue,
All right. So, yep, we'll see how James Gunn handles social media moving forward. But this was definitely one of the dumbest fucking things he's ever said. But then again, that could be chalked up to like another dumb thing.
Trust me, MSK. Give James Gunn time; he will say more dumb stuff.
Next week, he's gonna say, "I should go on Fox News and explain the DCU to people." It's like, all right, bro. All right. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swagging, and we're gonna be signing out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right. Before we head out. But I put out a short. Okay. Bob's comments on the Supergirl trailer, feeling like Guardians of the Galaxy, got some people heated. Bob, why you always gotta be doing this to me?
Why do you gotta be bobbing it up, Bob?
You should know it's illegal to say anything bad about the DCU,
right? You're criticizing a white lady playing a heroic character. I was like, and the fuck, like what? And
well, I hope every single one of those people that commented will come over to Dad's Turn to Talk and my channel and come leave some comments over there when I talk about Supergirl over there. Because I don't care.
Before we do
that's what I thought about it. I mean, what do you expect me to lie to you and tell you? What you want me to tell you?
They expect you to lie.
I'm going to tell you what I think, and that's what I thought. It felt like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Read these, Bob. Keep in mind, guys. Keep in mind. I want to play what Bob's words are and then contrast that with the comments too. Because people do that because you guys know this because you guys are conspirators too. Do you guys know how like you say something and you said it correctly, right? And then someone watched the video and they literally didn't based on what the fuck they're talking about. I was like, you didn't watch anything I said. You're making up shit.
Yeah, bro. I was doing an interview with someone and I said a point. They tried to address my point, but literally, I stopped them and said, I'm going to stop you right there. Did you listen to what I said? Because that's not what I said.
People, when you say that to them, they're just like going, they look like a drone. They're like this. They're just absorbing information. They're not even actually paying attention. They're just trying to get to their next fucking sentence. Actual idiot.
In the private chat, I'm telling you who this particular interview was, and in the private StreamYard chat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had that person on my podcast, and even my chat was tearing this person apart. I love my chat, and then he tried to like address their points, but would go on these weird race tangents for no reason. And I'm like, the context was I was talking about like Jason Aaron's Thor and how like Jane Foster calling out the misogynist men was bad. And he goes, but you can understand the men, the women being torn apart by like Comicsgate, right? And I'm like, I can understand it, but there's a better way to do it.
Like, how does that even correlate? People always use
that too.
People always use like these false equivalencies. Hey, Bob, Jerry, do you like fried chicken, right? Yeah, but I also heard you like the war in Iran. Like, what the fuck?
Well, here's the thing. I told them, yes, I can understand people wanting to act out, but that doesn't make it not a shitty scene. It's still horribly written, bro.
All right, so here's what Bob said that made people so triggered. All right, Bob. I guess he's all right. So the short was the caption that I had it for Supergirl trailer felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's what Bob literally said. That was the caption that the AI thing did on StreamYard for what you said, right? I think that was Joe. Joe, You okay?
Oh, sorry, my phone went.
You're good. You're good. You're
there
good.
we go.
Oh my god, hold on. Oh, hold on. My bad. Oh my god. The tab is muted.
Yeah,
why you couldn't hear
it would kind of help if we could hear the sound, but
Right.
We're marketing as short as we're hearing someone's words. Because I don't know if you know this, words are a form of sound.
Right. No, words are violence, according to the left. Words have always been violent. He called me a man. Oh god. All right, Bob, what did you do to these people? All right.
I just was so disappointed in Superman that it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I hope that Supergirl will do better. The first trailer itself felt too much like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I know it's not a James Gunn directed film, but and some of that could have been the music choice. I'm gonna be honest, that could have been what the issue was.
Yeah, that song "Call Me," horrible
but
choice. Yeah,
I just wasn't feeling it from that trailer. Maybe the one that comes out tomorrow will be better. As far as the test screenings go, I don't really put a whole lot of faith into that. I just was so.
All right. Does that sound like a irrational, crazy person to you people?
Mm-mm.
That's not like someone that hates cinema. You just hate women. Well, I don't like women. You guys know I don't fucking like women. They're annoying. But like, does that sound like someone who's just this crazy hater, doesn't cater his taste? Does that sound like he even said, "I hope the movie does good"? These are clear words, actual transcript of that fucking video. But see, right? Milk tells it's true. Bob is getting clout. He literally said, "I hope the movie does good."
I mean, I don't know how much more plain I could have been, how much more fair I could have been.
So here was one of the. I know you guys can't see this. I have to make this a lot bigger. Give me 1 sec.
I got videos started.
No, Joe, not your turn.
That handsome guy just popped up.
Okay, so let me make sure. Let me bring up one more because these literally came in. Before we did the video, these literally all came in when we were doing that video just a second ago. All right, so here's the first one from Drago Lance. I'm so disappointed with hearing people complain about things that they don't need to be complaining about and ignoring the things that they don't need to be complaining about. Oh,
like what?
Oh shit! You are a fucking retard. You are a fucking idiot.
Well, what should we be complaining about?
Yeah, wait a minute. All right, Drago Land.
Supposed to be complaining about.
Yeah, wait a minute. Holy shit.
Oh, you know what it probably is? It's like there are these people that's like, why are you complaining about superhero movies when like ICE is rounding up people and there's war in Iran? You should be focused on that.
Yeah, like I want to make sure I read how retarded people that interact with me talking. You guys wonder, MSK, why are you always so crazy? This is the type of fucking idiot I'm interacting with. Read what this person said again. I'm so disappointed with hearing people complain about things that they don't need to be complaining about and ignoring the things that they do need to be complaining about. First of all, I am spending my hard-earned money on comic books and these movies. I can complain about what the fuck I want to complain about. What? If I bought a car and it didn't run properly, should I just go, you know what?
Oh, you'll love this, MSK. So during that debate I had, the person told me, well, if the scene wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. And I said, I'm a Thor fan. What do you mean? I literally said, I'm a Thor fan. What do you mean it wasn't for me? And the dude had to backpedal. I'm like, no, if I'm a fan of the character and someone writes a shit scene with the character, no, I'm sorry. It's written for me.
Right. So I'll use an example. Let's say I go to Walmart and I buy banana bread and it has rat feces on it. Should I just not complain to Walmart about it? What level?
No, it wasn't made for you, MSK.
Yeah, it wasn't made for you.
Holy shit. I hate people like that are so dumb. Why are you talking about the thing that you should? What do you mean I should be talking about anything? Who the fuck are you to tell me what I should be talking about? Okay, your mom should have aborted you. Get the fuck out of my face. Tayu West, this movie seems like it's going to be awesome.
Based on a comic I know is awesome. Okay, that's how I know that person has no taste, because that Supergirl comic sucks.
This movie seems like it's going to be awesome. It's based off a comic that I know is awesome. Okay, that's your own personal opinion. That's fine. All right.
Fun fact, that comic, it was in the dollar bins until it was announced as a DCU movie. It's not awesome.
And I don't realize why people have to be so whiny when it comes to movies not fitting their exact taste. Nothing Bob said in that
All of these people, by the way, were blasting Snyder's movies for not being comic accurate. So I'm like, all these people complaining. It's like, well, what? It wasn't for you. It didn't make your taste is okay. And I'm like, hey, asshole, what'd you spend 5 years doing?
Also, nothing Bob didn't say in that short that it had to match his exact taste. He just said the Superman movie just didn't work for him. That would be the opposite of what you were saying. So how is it whiny to be like, hey, James' movie just didn't kind of fit for me? How's that whining? What the fuck? What? These must be a new breed of retards that God bestowed upon me to just interact with and call out. What? Hold on. So, because you thought the comic was awesome, that must automatically mean the movie's going to be awesome. Buddy, if you've read comics comparing to the movies, you wouldn't have that opinion. Just pointing that out. I know anyone that would know that. Holy shit. But here's the other one. Bob, you got 3 of them. Bob, what'd you do to these people? Bob, what did you do to these people? All right. Papa Bear. If your screen name is Papa Bear.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, my God. I feel sorry for these guys. What? We're just on a podcast talking about what we enjoy.
All of these people.
How do you feel sorry for me?
Well, MSK, remember, all these people think comic books are real people.
I feel sorry for these guys that take things like this so damn seriously. We're not. If you actually watch the show, we're laughing and having a good time. I'm not taking any of this seriously. You're morons. I wouldn't take nothing you people say seriously. You're fucking stupid. Your mom, I can guarantee you, got ran through by 90 black guys in a back alleyway in LA because I know nobody smart would talk like this. Holy shit. It's just a movie. Relax and enjoy it. That is literally quite the main reason why movies suck now, because of the opinions like that. Well, it's just a movie. Just like it and shit, bro. It's just like a movie, dude. How about I don't have to be like you? If a movie sucks or it's not good or I think it's good or bad or whatever adjective you want to describe a movie, I can simply just say how I feel. I don't just like anything. These people who always complain about fascism do the same shit.
Yeah, how about I don't have to be in a cult? Remember, these are the same people calling the Snyder fans the Snyder cult, but yet if you break from their like narrative in any way, you are then called a cult.
God, Lee, this makes no sense. It's a movie. Just relax and enjoy. I'm paying my hard-earned money for this shit. It better be good. It's in some way it better be good. I'm also a comic book nerd. And I've collected comic books since 1976 when I was 10. Don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. Don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything said. Keep in mind, I'm not disrespecting any of these people. What I'm saying is, this is, okay, an example. Jared, let's say I'm a cop. I go to Jared and Bob. I go, hey, were you guys at this liquor store at, I don't know, 12:30 that night? And then Bob and Jared go, no, but my aunt lives down the street. That's what he just did in that moment right there. What does you being a comic fan have to do with anything? Like you being a comic fan doesn't mean anything. Like, okay, cool. I like comic books too. Hey, you know, it's like when those black people talk to you and they always have to reference that they're black. Hey, but I'm a black man that lives in America.
I mean, like you do?
Yeah.
I'm a white man.
I was about to say, wait a minute here.
Like those Latina women, like, you know, like Mexican women always state that they're Latina to you. I'm Latina. It's like, yeah, I know. The fuck does that got to do with anything? Like, I know. I can look at you. I have eyes. They work, right? I love comic books, and the movie was just fun. This movie hasn't come out. Holy shit, you're fucking retarded. This movie hasn't come out, you absolute ingrained monkey-brained idiot. This movie doesn't exist yet to us all. You haven't seen it. How can this look fun to you? She looks like she goes on planets and gets gangbanged by black aliens. That's what this movie looks like. She looks like she sucks hot cock on planets before she came back to Superman.
I remember it was written by Tom King, the same writer who makes it where Penguin has a sexual attraction to actual penguins.
Hi, Belle. Is that? I haven't seen Belle in forever. Is that really her? I haven't seen Belle in forever. Hi.
Hey, what's up, Belle?
How you doing? Hopefully you sub to the channel. It's nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully we catch up on a show very soon. But nice to see you doing good. But that's what I was saying. What the fuck? Are you stupid? Okay. I also don't get why he doesn't understand why Call Me wasn't a good song. Okay, this is another retarded thing. Music is subjective. Music is personal taste. I don't think rock or metal is that good. I don't. I think it's that kind of like crap, honestly. But other people think it's good. Do you know what that is? That's just called having an opinion. That's what that is. It's called opinions.
Exactly, MSK. You can be wrong. It's cool.
Right, but I'm like 100% always right. There are people out there, guys, that think Michael Jackson is overrated. There's people that think he's the best singer ever. Do you know what that is? It's just called having a difference of opinion. Also, that song "Call Me" sucks ass. I hear that song at work all the time. That "Call Me" song sucks donkey ass. I also don't get why he doesn't understand why "Call Me" wasn't a good song for the movie. It was perfect. Oh yeah, it was perfect, dude. Oh, it's so perfect. Done by Blondie for the American Gigolo. It was more than just the lyrics. All right. Okay. I don't get why any of that matters. Do you guys really think James Gunn and Craig Gillespie thought of that "Call Me" song in this like Aristotle fucking 200 IQ genius level? We're using "Call Me" because her hair is blonde. Do you guys really think they did that? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I'm just gonna tell you right now. They didn't.
Even if that's the reason why, I'm like, that's the most superficial reason to pick a song. It's like it has nothing to do with Cara's personality. It's just her hair color.
Hair color is blonde. You see the correlation?
MSK, I got a great idea for the next Superman movie. The trailer song has to be about a white guy with black hair.
Why?
It's so deep.
If they want it, okay, why not use "Call Me Maybe" then? By Carly Rae Jepsen. Why don't you just use that one? They're talking about still stupid that sounds when you really. They actually think James Gunn is like some Aristotle genius that's just pondering. He's just on a chess.
First off, it's pronounced Aristotle.
I fucking hell.
Remember, this is the man who last week said, bi-curious.
Bi-curious.
Wait, whoa. James Gunn might be living vicariously through Peacemaker.
No, you said that, bro, when you meant vicariously.
Oh, God.
Well, I think "Call Me" is because it's, she gets called on to help that, that woman Avenger.
It's like
a
super deep meaning, though.
Yeah,
it's
it's not deep, but it fits. But it's not, I don't know.
Call me to get
dude, I do agree. I do agree
God.
with Bob though when he says it. It has that Guardians feel.
Joe, you were there. How do you remember that? You were in the video. You were there.
Well, I know. But I do agree with that. I just think it does have that feeling for people to say to get upset about it. And what I hate is when people say, "Well, it's only the trailer." Well, the trailer is supposed to entice you to see the movie, and the trailer.
So many people said that about Lanterns, and I go, and that's a compliment.
Hold on. Here's how she came into the universe. She came because she got through sucking some hot dick on these other planets. Hey, I'm back, bro. Oh, you're a bitch, and she just leaves. And I'm supposed to be like, man, that movie's based off that character. That's gonna be doing gangbusters, buddy. That's gonna be fucking fire. Yeah. No, I shouldn't think that.
Or MSK, I remember when I was on a stream and I talked about how the Lanterns trailer sucked, and someone goes, "Well, actually, it's a teaser." And I go,
"That was a trailer. That was a lot in that to be a teaser."
Even if it was a teaser, should be also doing its job on enticing you to watch the movie. Keep on, guys.
Nothing about that it was generic. It was generic Taylor Sheridan show number 85.
Oh, also keep in mind, I'm not even saying the Supergirl. Oh my god, because this is how low IQ.
Fun fact: did you know the background trailer music for Lanterns was literally the music from a Home Depot commercial? Someone showed it side by side.
They should use the Red Robin, Green Lanterns. Shit. No, okay.
Well, no, I was just saying that wasn't a teaser. It was a trailer. Like a teaser is when we saw those Doomsday ones where you'd see Captain America or whatever going into the house. That's not really good. That's a teaser. A trailer is when you hear about the plot, you hear the discussions, you get some dialogue. That's an actual trailer. I don't know. But when people say, I hate when they say it, well, it's just the trailer. Well, the trailer's supposed to entice you to go see it. Oh. I mean, if you see a commercial for pizza and they throw this ugly pizza out with no cheese on it, it's burnt. You're not gonna go, well, it's just a commercial.
Yep, here you go. If Papa John's,
it might actually be better,
If Papa John's has an ad for a pizza and it's black and it has honey drenched in it and mayonnaise, and it has and it has toenail clippings on it.
Foot clippings.
But it's a teaser for the actual meal.
Teaser for the actual pizza, right? You know?
Or it's like, why like CGI sucked in the trailer? Well, it's a teaser. They'll correct in the movie. And I go, okay, wait a minute. Again, it's like if a trailer or teaser, whatever the hell you want to call it, is supposed to be your first impression of the project. If it's a crappy first impression, I'm not gonna go see the show or movie.
You gotta put your best foot forward.
See, and the thing is they could have been intentionally trying to give a Guardians feel for it because the Guardians movies were successful.
That's true.
No, keep in mind, I didn't, and I even told Bob this. I didn't get a Guardians of the Galaxy feel from the trailer. I just thought it was just a boring, generic sci-fi trailer that I've seen hundreds of times. Nothing about that trailer screams Supergirl. That's what I said personally. So this notion that, well, they all just complain about the same thing. I didn't. I literally said it didn't feel like Guardians to me. It felt it's a generic sci-fi movie, which is not what a superhero movie should kind of feel in that aspect. So the other thing you guys brought up here, this other thing with stupid people, low IQ retards. Why are they complaining? Why just watch it and like it?
Well,
what?
Easy to say.
Consume content, move on to next content.
Well, to me, it felt like Guardians because she's wearing the headphones, listening to the rock and roll music.
A dog is peeing on Superman.
You know, and you notice something? I forget who it was that pointed out. I was listening to a stream, and they said this is the first two movies, and it's surrounded about saving crypto. Both movies. And I didn't think about that until I heard someone on the stream say that. I think it was one from Friday Night Tights they were talking about, or one of those, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like both movies are about saving crypto. And I was like, okay, that.
I get that like James Gunn has this big like animal thing, but I'm like, can you make an original movie? You know it's bad when Friday Night Tights is like, at this point, just bring back Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
that a quote from their stream, mind you.
Good Lord. You know what's really crazy about people like this is that they're always saying the most dumbest things. They're always like, but when it comes out, you'll like it anyway. First of all, how would you know that? Also, just this is how you know you're interacting with some of the most low IQ on this planet. Just because I'm telling you what I feel about something before I see it doesn't mean that when I see the actual product itself, that it's not possible that I could change my mind. These people think that because you maybe like or dislike something before you see the actual thing, they automatically think that, oh, well, you're gonna not like it when you see it. No, that's not true. If it's actually good, I'll tell you if I actually enjoyed it. What is this line of thinking where if I'm judging it before it comes out? That's what.
Look, a good example is I did not have any faith in Superman and Lois. I did not like what they did with Superman in the Arrowverse and in the Supergirl show specifically. I just did not have any faith in it. And the first trailer did nothing to change my mind. The second trailer kind of got me interested. And so I said, okay, let me give the pilot an opportunity. I watched it, loved it. I watched that thing all the way through, and I think that's one of the better interpretations of Superman that we've seen in a while. And yet they did something a little bit different with it. So like having the family aspect and everything. So I thought that was cool. I really, really enjoyed that show. But that's an example of, yeah, I had a bad first impression, but I still gave it a chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the Supergirl a chance.
But I gotta watch.
Like I had a great first impression of Superman, and I thought it was crap.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, but I gotta watch this clip of you. The other one, it's like that's all they need. They only need the negative part of it. Even the really,
I don't care. Keep watching it.
Belle Rev has the best comment. She gives College Girl, and if the boys had a version of Supergirl, oh my, Lady Homelander. Oh God, that's so good. I love that.
And it's crazy because her name is Millie Loves All Cock. Come on, like how would I not meme on that? Millie loves
that's
big cock.
Not what her name is.
Yeah, that's not her name. Dude.
Just saying, Millie loves cock. I didn't name her that. The joke writes itself. But no, we'll be wrapping up here in like about another couple minutes. It's just, why are people so stupid? Like the Lanterns backlash makes no sense. They're like, well, when the Lantern show comes out and it's finished and it's good, you'll sing a different tune. yes,
Well,
you
think of it this way, MSK.
Mm.
It doesn't matter if they were so stupid or anything like that. They watched the clip. So there you go.
No, that's not the problem. It's just like people say these weird, like, they're kind of predicting for the future, but they don't even understand what that even means. Like, yes, I could have an opinion on something that changes if the product convinces me it's good. Yeah.
You get more information, and the information, it's actually good.
That's why these things are called predictions. I'm not saying that my mind won't be changed.
Yeah.
That's never said. All of us here are always like, you know what? If it's good, we'll say it's good. I got no problem with doing that. There's no like ego with that. If it's something is genuinely good and I actually genuinely enjoyed it, I'll just tell you why I liked it. I'm not one of these people that just kind of fake that. If it's good, say it's good. But just because if I get a bad first impression of something and it still is not good, I'm going to tell you it's not good. Like some of the trailers for the Marvel Disney Plus MCU shows weren't that bad. Some of the trailers weren't that bad at all. Watch the shows, they're garbage. That shit is true ass, actually.
Remember all the trailers for, like, let's say, the Marvels?
You guys watch those? I watched one and gave up. I knew that was
Or
ass.
the trailer for, like, I know this isn't Marvel, but it applies. The Acolyte.
To be fair, did anyone actually like the Acolyte trailer, though?
Oh, yeah, the Shields did.
Oh, well, God, well.
No, but you know what it is, MSK? You know what it is? It's because the DC fan base has been like on the back burner because it's like they're like they've been taking a beating because of like the DCU falling apart and then like the comics and all stuff, blah 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 blah. So they're so desperate for a win that they'll gobble up anything if it feels like a win.
That's true. Yeah. They have to suck off James Gunn. There's a girl who gets on her knees. If James Gunn were to take out his fat cock and stick it in her mouth, it would go to her esophagus with how much she sucks this guy off.
Is it Starlight?
It's that one girl who was a former Valorant pro, and keep in mind, she was a girl. She didn't even pro at anything.
I know exactly who it is. Yeah,
right? Yeah. She literally deep throats anything James Gunn does, says, or anything that you.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's sure to be a hit. None of his moves.
This is the greatest thing ever. This is the greatest thing ever. This last thing that just came out is like the greatest thing ever. I got invited on the Lantern set. I hope fucking David Lindelof doesn't butt fuck me in the fucking trailer. Like. Oh, guys, it's so good. Look, there's a black guy playing Green Lantern. Diversity. Like, what? Look at retards, man.
Good point, Milk Toast.
Yeah, good point.
I have a female demo. No, Spotify updated it. I have a female demo on Spotify. I have a 25% female audience, actually.
Compared to 75%, bro?
Male. 75% male. That's what I got. 75%.
Probably
how many total viewers?
No, but do you know why? Do you know what that 25% are? All the people showing to their boyfriends, don't be like this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, the graph is okay. So this is the last thing I'm gonna say before we head out. We're gonna do outros because Joe has to get to bed for his appointment in a little bit. 25%. The female percentage is ages 35 through 44. That's my female demographic. Men is 28 through 34, and then 45 through 59.
Well, what's the age demographic for females?
I'll show you right. You guys don't believe me? I'll show you. I'll prove it to you right now.
No, you can say it. I'll believe you.
Probably not allowed to do this actually, but who cares? Fuck it. There you go. Yeah, 75% female. Let me try and make this bigger really quickly.
That's what she said.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, female, ages 35 to 44.
35 to 44.
I have more men than women. Yes, I'm doing something right. Yes.
Oh, do you have all the sweaty men and the bi-curious and living bi-curiously?
You guys are watching this show before you get to this
I'm telling you, he's not beating these allegations, guys.
Whenever you guys get this episode on Spotify, I love all my male audience members. No homo.
Oh, we know you do. We know you do.
I love all my MILF.
You love all your sweaty men that you said you really like being pressed up against them.
I love all my Chicana, taco, burrito, Cinco de Mayo women out there.
Yeah, keep going, MSK. I'm pretty sure there's one demographic you haven't offended yet.
Cinco de Mayo's coming up.
He's always got to go that extra step. Always.
I dated Hispanic women. I'm one of them.
That doesn't make it right.
Says who? I ate tacos. Good Lord. But hey, I love all my Chikorita taco MILF moms out there. You guys know the real one is me. All my male audience out there, you guys know I got you. I'm always calling out women on their bullshit. That's what I be doing. Cinco de Mayo isn't coming up. It's tomorrow. It's coming up. Oh, God, WC. It's coming up tomorrow. We're not at Cinco de Mayo yet.
Well, technically, in the Eastern time zone, it is Cinco de Mayo because it's.
So can I wear a sombrero and a poncho and maracas on next stream? I could be a Mexican, right?
You can do whatever you want, man, because you just can't get any more offensive.
Yeah, I can see. That's going to go over great. I think you should do it.
I'm going to be called El MSK Montecito Gonzalez Roberto Hernandez Javier Jr.
Yeah, just do it, man. What else could go wrong?
It's better than calling myself Magro Negro, right? No? Dark Magician in Spanish means Magro Negro. Just saying, that's the Black Magician. All right, so wrapping it up here, outros, actually. Joe, do you have anything planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, I'm not going to be here till... Well, I'm not going to be here Thursday or next Monday and possibly
Take
next
me with
Thursday.
you.
Yeah, if you want. I'm going to Florida. Got some things to do down there, visiting family. I'll let you know about a week from this Thursday, MSK. I'm coming back that day, and I'm not sure. So I'll let you know. But I'll be back not this next Monday, but the following Monday I plan on being back on. So, but I'll let you know on the following
next week. Thursday. Just next week, essentially.
Yeah, next week. So, but other than that, just living the dream, trying to get through dealing with MSK tonight and his offensive language. But other than that, Oh, wait. I did not give my disclaimer. MSK is responsible for his words. I am responsible for my words.
Joe
I say that every podcast. I say everyone.
Joe is going to be on Dad's Turn to Talk. Joe is moving on to greener pasture.
I'm going to adopt some kids just so I can be on there in an episode, hopefully the Supergirl episode, because I don't.
If you're going to adopt kids, do not adopt like an 18-year-old girl who's going to become 19 and just go and have a hoe face. Just don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to adopt it.
Yeah,
because I don't have any kids, so maybe I'll just,
You got to adopt a black kid, and then when you got to pick them up from school, they'll be like, "Is that your dad?" They'll be like, "Are you sure?" See, you look kind of different.
Just so I can be on Dad's Turn to Talk and discuss.
And then you can say, "I have a black kid. I understand how black people are." That would be the funniest thing ever. Just MSK is going to be on Orphan's Turn to not
That's
share.
what Jeff Johns said. But by the way, so at one point on Krypton, someone was one of the black actresses wanted to wear her hair different in a scene, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, that's how black women wear their hair." And Jeff Johns, who's married to a black woman, goes, "No, they don't."
That guy's based. Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy more of that guy's books actually. So, Jared, you got anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, yeah, we're going to be starting our coverage of the X-Men movies, so that's going to be really fun. And
X-Men movies, right? You go from one to...
We're doing them all in release order. And I'm going to be doing an episode this Thursday, talk about the whole Invincible story. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so you're essentially doing a rewatch of the Foxmen. There you go.
There you go.
Universe. There you go.
All of them, yeah.
Continuity in that universe is like, well, he's over here, then he's over here. You got to get the whiteboard out.
The way they explain that kind of, I think, is because when Deadpool went back in time and like screwed the timeline, that's how you have like the two groups.
When you're done with that, Jared, I just watched Days of Future Past last week because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
When that's all done and you watch all those, we'll have to talk so you can explain to me that whole continuity because I'm really confused again.
Sure.
There is no continuity. That's the real. They played us 200 IQ. There is no continuity. They're just vibing out there with these movies back in the day. Because I literally saw a guy on YouTube do a whiteboard of these movies. So Logan was over here, but then there. Then he went all in there, and then he stuck his fingers up Jean Grey's butt here, and then it's like, all right, okay. Well, Bob, you got anything planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
Actually, yeah. Tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, Dad's Turn to Talk. We're going to be talking Blazing Saddles. So that should be fun to take a look back at that film. Later in the week, I am going to be watching Mortal Kombat 2 and The Sheep Detectives. I'll probably only put a review out of The Sheep Detectives because the following week, we're going to be doing a review of Mortal Kombat 2 on Dad's Turn to Talk that week. So I'll probably only just do Sheep Detectives, but that's kind of what I got going on. And then, of course, on Fridays over on the last panel with Lapsed Comic, Ray Pape, Willis Credia, and Warren. So,
You're hanging out with those clout chasers?
Well, yeah, I need some therapy after this show.
Lord. God.
We all do.
Next thing you know, Joe's going to be on last panel too. Like, what the heck? Good Lord.
If they want class and intelligence, I'll give me a call. Yeah.
That's what you have this show for. Oh, all right, okay.
Well, I add that to your show.
Knicks are trash. Fuck the Knicks. You guys got the easy opponents. The Lakers are going to win the whole thing. Detroit Pistons are overrated. It's only Kate Cunningham.
Came back, beat you, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine, guys. The Lakers are going to win the whole thing. It's okay. LeBron will carry everything. I trust LeBron. I don't. So, I don't trust LeBron at all. Trusting LeBron is like trusting my dad, who left me, actually. All right. So, what else? What am I doing? I think tomorrow I have I have a game stream. And then I have a podcast episode with someone. But I'm going to have to do my schedule kind of day by day as far as streaming because, I asked some people to come on the show and then I'm just waiting to hear back. And most of them have said times and days. So I'm going to set the streaming schedule. And if they show up, good. If not, then I'll just game stream or just not stream. This is what it is. But even if I don't have like a podcast episode between this one or my other show, you'll usually see me at least once a day do a game stream, whether it be in the afternoon or later in the night. I at least stream at least once a day. So, okay. People have asked, Joe, you can leave if you have to, because you have to get up. Or people have asked me, MSK, I've been thinking about this. I saw this on Twitter too. I don't know if we're gonna celebrate 500 because I'm being completely honest here. I don't know if anyone cares if I did. I don't know if anybody actually. Is there any reason to celebrate? I don't know honestly.
You should do something.
I don't even know who we're gonna invite, honestly. I don't want a big panel. The last big panel I had was on for my birthday. I don't want a big panel. I think I only want 6, maybe, honestly, on that. If I
invite 6 people.
The problem.
Easy solution to that problem.
I know, but the problem here is who do we bring on? I don't know, honestly, because I don't think anyone cares. That's the reality of doing this.
Just put names in a hat.
Names in a hat. There you go. That's what James Gunn did for this universe. Just names in a hat.
I know.
That's what he did.
It worked great for him.
Bro, just throwing darts at a wall. Yeah,
and then you could say, I'll do a follow-up podcast explaining why I made these choices.
Or you could just do a clip show of the best of MSK.
That's what WZ already does.
But that should take about 3-4 minutes. And then after that, you could do a panel show. So,
No one ever cared about your big number episodes, but you should do it and invite the old crew. They're not going to come on. All right. You may get canceled before 500. I'm holding out hope. The reason those were special is because you invited a group of people. I mean, if we do celebrate it, I'll just pick 2 other people to have on. And I don't even know what day that falls on, too. I don't know what day that number episode is going to fall on. So
not Monday.
I see what
Bob please don't, please not Monday. Please not Monday.
Not Monday.
All right, so yeah, I have podcasts and game streams planned coming up. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Make sure you guys go and subscribe and follow Joe, Bob, and Jared on Twitter, or subscribe to their YouTube channels. And Joe's eventually in the future. Subscribe to that.
Yeah, 200 years when I finally get it done.
The celebration is less about you and more the people who have survived along the way. With Bob as a special guest, it has to be at least 8 hours long.
Oh, God.
There you go.
That's crazy. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.